streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see.
Завидро. Ты всегда избегал ответа на вопрос.
You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. Ha! It's the Alec News Network. What? Ha ha ha! Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL, Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find
hundreds of thousands of people will
What's up? I'm over here finishing my homework in the background. What's up? I'm over here finishing my homework. Can you hear the audio over there? I'm over here finishing my homework last second before the live stream starts. So whenever people are like, "Hey, you need to do this, this, and that," I'm already doing this, this, and that. I'm already tired. Before the live stream start, I'm already tired. What's up, y'all? I need some more light on me. Here we go. Here we go. Can you guys see me? You know I need lighting. If it get too dark, you guys can't see me on here. What's up, Miss Sarah? We're back. I'm over here doing my homework before the live stream start. We got Kennedy Blades and Bella Mir. That's the biggest story right there. We got a lot going on, man. A lot going on. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the show. We're keeping the show alive somehow, barely. We barely alive, but we here somehow. Over a year live streaming. Who else can say they've been live streaming for a year about jiu-jitsu? I don't know anybody that wants to do it. I've been trying to get people to live stream this whole time. Nobody want to do it. Sarah won't live stream. Mush won't live stream. LL Snap. Well, LL Snap probably get himself in trouble. Yeah, let's just get into it. I can't even see with this thing in the way. There we go. All right. Let's see. We'll just jump into it. I don't have that much to say right now. Maybe we'll summon the demon. The demon summoning time. Hey, we could always summon the demon. And I expected Sarah to block the demon. You can't defend yourself. What do you mean you can't defend yourself? Oh. I don't really defend. Before Sarah got here, I used to crash out. I don't crash out anymore, really. I just be chilling. I be chilling. Now, whenever I cover a big story, that's when the trolls come through and the bots. Let's see what's going on. You can't afford, yeah. I can't afford to have a. And you protected, Sarah. People can find me pretty easily. If they go to the tournament, they can find me. So yeah, I don't think I'm as protected as you think. Let's see. Nikki Rod answers to new news of CGI 3 cancellation. I think we already saw this.
Someone you know very well, Craig Jones, a couple of days ago said CGI 2.5 and 3 were scrapped. You get to see that?
Oh yeah, I saw. I heard that it was scrapped. I have no thoughts or comments on it.
Yeah. When you see stuff like that from Craig, you almost have to say, oh, maybe he's joking around or.
I honestly miss a lot of the social media stuff. I don't go on it too much. I have somebody that runs a couple of my social media accounts, so most of the time it's not me. I kind of live my life without my phone most of the time.
Fair play. And you had a really good run in the last CGI you were at and the first one. So would you like to see some sort of event like that be implemented here? I don't know if they find some sort of,
Yeah, I mean, if UFC wants to put up $1 million tournament, let's do it. That sounds great.
It's like the energy was electric when you guys were up.
That man said, I got no comment, knowing full well that's the only reason he got money. You see how people treat you? Can you imagine giving someone like $1 million or $2 million? Whatever, I don't know how much money he got. Over $1 million. Imagine giving someone $1 million and they don't even want to talk to you no more. That's wild. I ain't never give you people no money. Now, you guys should give me your money. I might as well just start a church. The Church of the Bonnet. That's the only way to make money in this sport. You got to start a cult. That's the only way you can make money. What are the biggest schools in jiu-jitsu right now? AOJ? What makes a cult? I bet they own some of hit some of the check marks, the checklist. You can only wear black. Yeah, okay, check. No facial hair, check. You got a date within the team, check. Baja, yeah, possibly. The only issue is Baja's too spread out. Now, you know AOJ going to control you. You can't teach seminars without their say so. You can't do private lessons without their say so. You can't even do nothing outside. You got to do it exactly what they say. Some of you people, that's what some of you people want. You guys want to belong so bad. Can you imagine wanting to belong so bad you join a cult? My face off the screen on this little screen, but on my big screen you can see me. That's why I'm looking at a big screen. But yeah, I'm not saying they're a cult. I said they have some cult-like tendencies, possibly. Before the defamation suit hits me. We got Fight Sports. So watch how these guys train. We're gonna go look at Ben Kuzel in a second. Watch how these guys be training. Is this the most technical training you guys have ever seen in your life? Well, some of you guys for sure. And you know that Matt Slippery. That's true.
Somebody maybe never said to you before, if you don't know how to wrestle, you'll never win anything worth winning. Stick that in your brain. If you don't know how to wrestle properly with a jiu-jitsu mentality, you will never win anything worth winning. If you can't dictate where the fight goes, you can't guarantee anything. I'm gonna say something to you that somebody maybe never. Let's go, be consistent. Stay. Let's go, be consistent. Stay.
He be doing some stuff. He be doing some stuff that might maim you. He be doing some weird stuff that might maim you. Now, if you hit your head and get paralyzed, you know they're not gonna have your back. Look how they be rolling, bro.
Wrestle, Gilbert, wrestle. You're gonna get out.
I thought that was Gilbert Burns.
Hand fight, Gilbert, hand fight.
Is that Gilbert Burns? Oh, that's Gilbert Burns.
Head, Gilbert. Keep your head lower.
Dang, Gilbert Burns used to be. You guys know Gilbert Burns as an MMA fighter, but Gilbert Burns used to be a quick. I think he's got older. That CT slow you down too, and plus MMA. But he used to be so quick and so good. He beat Lucas Lepre. You know how good you got to be to beat Lucas Lepre? Oh, we can't hear the audio. So I will say they are Carlson Gracie. That's what Carlson Gracie was known for, right? That hype, energy, maybe not the most technical, a little bit more power. That was Carlson Gracie, And you remember yesterday we listened to Ryan Hall. He said when you fighting, you got athleticism. You got to use your athleticism. When you're fighting in those tournaments, you got those UFC, MMA, whatever. You're athletic. You got to use everything at your disposal. And he said, Ryan Hall said, jiu-jitsu people are so focused on technique, you be out there trying to be technical, the other person just trying to kill you. So that's something you got to have. That mindset, that fighter mindset's different than the jiu-jitsu mindset. Now, these fighters not going to be around for a long time. I want you to remember that. These fighters ain't going to be around for a long time. So would you rather be a fighter or a jiu-jitsu person? I'd rather have some longevity to myself and still be able to think, do a little bit of reading. I still want to be able to read. Now, we don't know if some of these guys can read, though.
Freaking tired, but I'm not going to give you no position. But sometimes when I go, my body language is telling me to go like that. But no way I'm going like that. I want you. Half of me want, but the other half is like, no, I'm going to look so fresh when I go, and then I'm going to give you everything, but don't control your body language, your mentality. If you look fresh, eventually you're going to feel fresh, but if you look exhausted, then you go, you're gonna feel exhausted. So control that. Make sure you control your emotion, control your body language. You're gonna get tired. For sure you're gonna get tired. It's okay. But the question is, what you're gonna do when you get tired? You're gonna quit? You should not quit. That quit mentality is gonna become a habit, right? If you start, okay, no problem, okay. No, fight through it. I'm going with Wagner. He's one of the hardest guys here to go. I'm gonna give you freaking everything I have, even when I'm tired. So that's my mentality. I'm tired, but I'm not done. I'm freaking tired, but I'm not gonna give you no position. Sometimes when I go, my body language is telling me to go like that. But no way I'm going like that. I want you. Half of me want, but the other half is like, no, I'm gonna look so fresh when I go, and then I'm gonna give you everything. But
I don't want to watch anymore. Now, those guys, I will say the fight sports guys are tough. They are tough, but at the highest level, toughness don't win you the tournament. Technique does. Technique. You gotta have the technique. You gotta have the technique. So Sarah don't listen. She ain't got the technique. Sorry, Sarah, I'm picking on you. My bad. People out there need the technique. If you ain't got technique, what else you got? Your strength will leave you. Your athleticism will leave you. Your speed will leave you. Some of you, your intelligence will leave you. Some of you ain't got intelligence. Your technique is the only thing that will stick with you. Always develop your technique. I bet you if those guys focus a little bit more on technique, they would be even better. Because at the top, at the very tippy top, they technical. They might be strong and fast and flexible. Everything else ain't as athletic as you. But their technique be on fleek. I ain't even said on fleek in a couple years now. I can't believe I brought that up. My bad. On fleek. Remember that? That's Sarah. That's before Sarah, or not before her, but that was more for the younger people. What else we got over here? Wagner Hosha graduates his spouse. She got the accelerated. I'm joking. Accelerated graduation, matriculation. Well, she was, well, who knows? I ain't never seen her grapple. We ain't got no audio. Shout out to her, man. She is fine. Respectfully, Wagner. Good job. Kudos to you, Wagner Hosha. You did really good on that one. That was good. We all jealous over here. Me and Mush all jealous. He did good. He did good with her. Married to a black belt. All right, shout out to that man. His whole family black belts. The pipeline, yeah. Marriage to black belt, yeah.
Hey guys.
Well, you know what? She put her time into it too, though. That's the important thing right there, Sarah. You got to put your time into it.
We would like to invite you guys to our seminar that is happening this Saturday, June 13th.
Don't miss the opportunity, guys, to come and see us and check it out. June 13th on the Combat Academy.
We did the rubber match.
Matthew Falavinha. I'm very excited to share the match with you guys. I can't wait to see you guys there and come to share some knowledge with us, and let's do some rounds, let's do some training. And I'm very excited to see my Dallas family, and I'll see you guys there.
The seminar will start at 10 a.m. So if you have any questions, you guys can contact us or contact straight Erica or Matthew Falavinha. And we're very excited.
All right, shout out to them. I believe they're in Texas. I believe. Wozniak? Rafael Wozniak? That's my senator. Let's see what he's saying. He had something to say about Trump.
You need to watch this clip. This is the very definition.
Warnock, yeah,
promises
Warnock.
made.
I said Warnock.
Promises broken.
Under the Trump economic plan, we will cut your energy prices in half mark it down, and you can get very angry at me if we don't do it, Within 12 months, your energy prices will be cut in half.
My plan will cut energy prices in half.
Energy going up.
Or more than that within 12 months of taking office. Number one, your energy bill within 12 months will be cut in half, and that's my pledge all over the country. Beyond farmers, that's my pledge all over the country. If you vote for me, I will cut your energy and electricity prices in half within 12 months. We're going to cut them down in half.
And under my plan, we will cut energy and electricity prices in
Politicians
half
just be
within
lying,
12
bro.
months. And that means for your homes, too.
I will cut your energy and electricity prices in half, 50%, 5-0, within 12 months of taking the oath of office. My plan will cut energy prices in half. Within 12 months, we're going to have energy prices for businesses, but
He forgot about
in my
that.
opinion,
He didn't
maybe
say
even
that.
more importantly for the
Except for the video footage.
average household, I said by 12 months from January 20th, which is the day we go into office, I will cut the price of energy and electricity in half. Ready? 12 months from January 20th to take
like, what did I
office on
say?
January 20th. Your electric
I know some of
bill,
you voted for Trump. That's
including
okay with me.
cars, air conditioners, heating, everything. Your total electric bill will be 50% less. We're going to cut it in half.
And I will cut your energy and electricity prices in half within 12 months of taking office. 50%.
A pledge that I'm making now, and we've done this a little bit over the last month or so, we are going to bring energy down by 50%, 50% within 12 months from January 20th.
You need to watch this clip. This is the very definition of promises made, promises broken.
Under the Trump economic plan, we will cut your energy price.
We're non-political over here, except when we need to be. Yeah, where my Dodge check, my insurance, no new jobs, no Epstein files. There was something else we were missing. The tariff check. Where's my tariff check at? More wars. That man, he lied about everything. That's our fault for believing in Donald Trump, though. Which reminds me, I need to go out and vote tomorrow. Please go and vote. Early voting, we got some big elections here in Georgia. Make sure you go and vote. Now, remember yesterday they said all the illiterate people, they the ones that don't want to vote. They can't even read the ballot. They need that text to speech option on there. They might have it. Bro, I didn't realize so many Americans can't read. Probably can't write either. God dang. They could play on that phone, though. They could play all day on that phone.
I would like to see PGF kind of take like an NBA model where you have your 135er, your point guard, you have your shooting guard, your 155er, you have your small forward, your middleweight, you have your power forward, your light heavyweight, and you have your center, the heavyweight. And all five guys are on the team. And you'll be like, it's heavyweights fight tonight. So the two heavyweights on that team are going to go at each other. The middleweight, almost like a wrestling room, like a wrestling showdown. I think having all the weight classes go like that, you're going to get different types of jiu-jitsu. Because when you have lower weight classes, when you have two 135ers, most likely you're going to get a scissor fight. Two guys drop into their butt and they're going to do
Scissor
the whole
fight. We don't use that term.
jiu-jitsu. And if the
Ain't never
whole
heard that
season
term.
with little guys, you're going to see that more and more. The most exciting fights, in my personal opinion, were the fights where the wrestlers are like Cam Hurd hit that sick duck and takedown. And you had all these big takedown guys. I think that was like the most exciting part of the whole PGF season was the big throws and the big takedowns. Maybe even Sean Melanson playing heavy top game. I think that was super exciting rather than just to see the guard pull to the ankle lock or foot lock. And you're like, oh, this is the heavyweight fight. This is the middleweight fight. This is the light heavyweight fight. And each team had a different guy representing.
Everybody got an opinion. All you people watching got opinions. Now put some money up. I'm not saying for me. I'm saying PGF. Now, if you want an opinion over at PGF, put up $1 million. You got $1 million? You ain't got $1 million? Oh, okay, keep your opinions to yourself. Put money up if you guys want an opinion. I agree with that. Put some money up. Now, Brandon got to listen to this guy over here. I don't even know who that guy is. He might be rich or famous. I don't know. Why we got to listen to everybody? Ain't putting no money, no skin in the game.
Each weight class,
that's life though. You got to put skin in the game.
Different styles of fights, because you know the heavyweight guys aren't going to drop their ass and pull guard. It's going to be.
That's what you're getting this season. That's what you're getting.
He's like, I
so
did.
It's going to be
when the Kings roll out. They're going to roll out their 145er. So it's Kings versus Twisters, and you're going to see the 145 versus the 145, and then the 55 versus the 55.
Okay, great, beautiful.
Look, he's like, man, I already got this going. He said he already got that. Everybody got an opinion. Even I have opinions. But you know what? Sometimes I put my dollar up. Put $2 up. That gives me a right to say stuff.
I honestly think judo's probably one of the hardest grappling arts that there is. Yeah. Because it's all timing. Yeah. Timing, technique, like it's nothing else. Each one is different. But technique-wise, judo's definitely the hardest.
Okay. Yeah. So what was it like competing then?
It was definitely hard for me because I was new to everything.
Yeah.
I was new to everything, so like I barely knew anything. And then I'm over here competing with these Armenians that are over here from Glendale. Yeah. So these guys are aggressive. These guys are good. So
Armenians keep
was very
popping
hard.
up.
Like I got slammed. I lost. I think I went like 0-10 my first couple tournaments. Like my first couple matches, like I just kept getting beat, and it was just kind of breaking me down. But I never gave up on it.
Why everybody going at my Armenians? There's some good Armenians out there, man.
So a very common mistake people make on sprawls is when they get shot on, they just focus on throwing the legs back, when in reality it's all in the hips. Okay, so this video here, Sadulayev gets shot on very deep. Okay, they take down most people. Instead of throwing his legs back, what he does is he hips in first. Okay, and that's going to create more distance, okay, between you and your opponents. Then he focuses on getting his feet back, then he pummels in and defends the takedown. So a very common mistake.
Also, I want you to remember, Sadulayev is strong. He ain't no regular strong. That's Dagestani. I believe he is Dagestani. He's strong. Sadulayev, he be doing the gymnastics on the bar. Like the routine where you flip around on the. He be doing that. His core strong. He all core. He all core. That man, he built like a Minecraft character. Shout out to Nelson. We got that joke for Nelson. He built like a Minecraft character. You ever try to take down a Minecraft character with a blocky build? Good luck. Let's see. We got Kyle Snyder versus Stephen Buchanan. I might have to watch that. Now they know they shouldn't have put this the same time as the World Cup, because that's good. That's a good match right now. Now Kyle Snyder might get taken out, but Stephen Buchanan, he not really the best at freestyle. He might, he be messing up in freestyle. He got jacked up by that Cuban guy. That Cuban guy got him. That Cuban guy had Buchanan twisted up.
So we know jiu-jitsu is a physical game, right? It's a game of repetition, but you can't forget about that creativity. And a day like today, where you're getting put in the same position over and over again against the same opponent, they know what you know. You know what they know. The only way to escape, it isn't physical, it's through creativity. That's what we're doing today. Get creative out here. Let's go.
That sound like CLA.
So we know.
That sound like ecological. That's what Sarah be doing. We can't play the music. She got her glasses, her little card, ID card, some water, phones. She got the burner. I got two phones. I got two phones, one for the plug and one for the dough. I got two phones. I got my burner phone. What else she got? She needs earphone. She got a plug right there. You do need two phones when you're my kind of line of business over here. Otherwise, Sarah will track you down. She'd be reading your messages after she hacked your phone. It says wrestler broke his neck and needs our help. Oh man. So that is one downside to grappling sports. Well, any sport really. You can get really messed up. So when you see people doing those crazy throws at NAGA or ADCC, there's a downside to that. If you don't fall properly or they don't do the move properly, you really might get injured and messed up. And we looked at fight sports earlier, didn't we? There's a guy that got paralyzed from fight sports. You guys probably don't even know about him. I feel like I'm the only person that bring him up. Really, this sport, forget about everybody. This sport, they put you on the news for 2 seconds and they forget about you. And you gotta live with the brokenness, the broken parts of yourself. They don't care. Let's look at this, and I'll jump over to Ben Kuzel because I did want to bring him up.
Jolt through my whole body, and I kind of just felt like I knew something was not right. Like it felt like my legs were still in the air, and then I had looked down and they weren't, and so that's when I really knew there was a real issue going on. I had the USA Greco World Team come to visit. I had Ben Keeter, Stephen Buchanan, and Alex Marinelli come, as well as Coach Bobby and one of the women's wrestlers as well. It was kind of surreal to see them come, and it was just like a reminder, like there's so many good people in the world. Coach Kevin Dresser from Iowa State, he sent me a personalized video. I was on call with Coach Dan Gable as well yesterday.
I saw a picture of you too, and you got a smile on your face. So
I felt my whole body jolt through my whole body, and I kind of just felt like.
So man, I know you guys think this stuff a game. Ecological CLA. You guys think this stuff a game, but this is some real stuff, man. Knock on wood, that could happen to anybody. That's sad, man. I did want to bring up Ben Kuzel because he did go through all this. We talk about him every couple months. He was in bad situation too. He's, still don't got use of his legs like he would like, but I think he can move around a lot better. Last I saw, he invested too. They probably gave him some money under the table. Ecological, nah. I'm saying ecological probably took him out. So that's been, I think that's when he was first paralyzed or a little bit later. He says, this is what 4 years of consistency looks like. So it's been about 4 years since he was injured. And if we go down, you'll see him training at Fight Sports. We got to go down 4 years of content, though. Actually, let's look at this. This was him at Fight Sports. And you know what? I remember only the strong survive. What are you talking about, Sarah? What are you talking about, Sarah? So this was him at Fight Sports. Is dangerous. Ecological is dangerous. So this was him at Fight Sports before, when he was really good brown belt too. I remember watching him and thinking, man, this guy's good, but he's kind of rolling crazy. That's what I remember thinking. And then later on, like, oh, shoot, he got paralyzed.
Here's a quick breakdown of my favorite sweep called the balloon sweep. Notice how I have a collar and sleeve rip.
Actually, let me find that video. He was rolling with Cyborg, and then next thing you know, he was out of it. We got to go down a long ways. Oh, Jesus. Come on, Instagram. That shows you how your life can change. And he was good, too. He was like, fighting some guys. I think he was fighting like some of the guys from Daisy Fresh and stuff like that. That's how good he was. You can go through this and see like how he had to learn how to, kind of move around again, and how he basically had to restart his life all over. Now he's rich. He's pretty rich now. I'm just trying to see when he was before he got injured. He was rolling at Fight Sports. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, listen, I don't forget. Yeah, you see him struggling, and yeah, I think this is what I saw. This is the video. This is what I saw, because he was like, really good. He was really good.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is. Yeah, you ready to go?
So when you see people rolling crazy or doing like ecological or something like that, I'm always thinking, hey, this can end up pretty badly. I met a guy in New Jersey. Shout out to 30 Burgers. One of my homie Dave's. Someone Dave knew of or did wrestling with. That guy got paralyzed. So I do see him, and he runs like a store, like a burger joint. It's delicious. Shout out to 30 Burgers in Plainfield, New Jersey. That place is delicious. But that guy's paralyzed. He got paralyzed in wrestling, and that was 20 plus years ago. So you see him, he's in the chair. He can't walk, but he can move. I think he can move his upper body. Yeah, he can move his upper body, but he can't use his legs. So I've met a lot of guys like that in from wrestling. Usually wrestling, not really so much jiu-jitsu, even though Ben Kuzel I'm pretty sure he got injured. They were doing stand-up. I believe it was gi. I'm not sure if it was no gi or gi. He got injured while doing stand-up. And in judo, this happens in judo, but they don't tell you about that in judo. So they hide that from you. Because, in judo, people used to bounce off their head. Let me find that for you. People used to bounce off their head in judo. Did you know that? Is that head dive? What's the name of that? Yeah, people used to
So which one of these throws?
In judo, people used to dive off their head. So you're getting thrown, okay, imagine all that force, you bounce off your head so you don't get thrown, and you flip over. But sometimes, you bounce off close your eyes then. Sometimes you bounce off your head, and your body, you don't know where your body is. Even J-Flow said that's the one thing he wish he never did. I'll find that clip for you too. It's a post. He said he wish he never did that.
Is head diving. We have the Uchimata by Frey against Tushishvili, touching the head on the mat here. Okay.
So you can't post your head on the mat.
And then this big Obitori Gaiji by Toroboyev.
So you see how they post their head?
Holding his head here. Looks like he's in a bit of pain.
See, look, you heard
pulling over the doctor. Rolling over. Oh, his head looks like it's just dived into the mat.
And he's the one that initiated that throw.
Head first into the mat. I hope he's okay. Let's have a look at another angle.
Close your eyes.
There's the pickup. Watch his head.
Oh.
Yeah, but sorry guys, you probably got this wrong. This was an Ippon, and this one here, Hansokumake.
Well, a head dive.
So it's illegal. Now, it didn't always used to be illegal. Let's see. I don't know if we have. Sarah says she won't. Let me look at this clip. God dang. Okay, let's not look at that. Never mind. But anyway, that's not good. So we got our thumbnail today: Kennedy Blades versus Bella Mir, women's freestyle 68 kgs. So just so you know, Amit El-Lor could. Now, Amit El-Lor, she be doing a good job of kind of dodging these ladies. I think Amit does like 72 or something, 74. Now she could do 68 and fight Kennedy Blades. Kennedy Blades got knocked out too. Do we see that clip? Let me pull that up. Poor Kennedy Blades. Oh, no. She did get knocked out one time. I think it was kind of her fault. She got knocked out, though, for sure. Where's the video at? I'm trying to find it. Yeah, she did get knocked out, though. Dun, dun. I can't find a video clip. Anyway, she gets knocked out in the match. Oh no, it's terrible. There's Tamara Mensah-Stock. That's the only sister that won a gold medal in wrestling. I can't find the video. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. They might have taken it down. Concussion. This is before Sarah's time. Everything is before Sarah's time. But we actually did research on concussions. Wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu, very, very high levels of concussions. And judo and wrestling, they have protocols for concussion protocols. So if you get concussed, you got to take a couple weeks off. Now, jiu-jitsu, you get concussed, you guys usually go back to doing what you were doing. So that is pretty sad in jiu-jitsu. And also we learned that women more likely to get concussed. The ladies are more likely to get concussed. I don't exactly remember why that was the case. Maybe the weight cut affects you a little bit more. Maybe some physiological differences, possibly. But women tend to get more concussions. Kennedy Blades got knocked out. I can't find the video. Helen Morales dealt with concussions. The break falling. You get concussed and break falling. I'm saying just concussions from in general. All right, I can't find it now. I don't know why. Not doing it right. No, they get concussions from from grappling and moving, and so you know how the guys be head posting. Well, the girl probably get knocked out doing that. Where is that? Yeah, I can't find it. I think it was in Serbia or somewhere. Serbia? Let me see. You are not selling this sport? No. We're all about education over here, Miss Sarah. Yeah, we try to educate you. I'm not selling any sport. Rafa Mendes has been under some fire.
Muitas pessoas.
Rafa Mendes has been under some fire. Says USADA didn't make me retire. Rafa Mendes. Now that USADA, that ain't right, USADA. That is not right. Now he's retired, so I guess he can do whatever he wants. But he was looking like that before he retired. Yeah, he was looking like that before he retired. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Perguntar por que vocês pararam tão cedo? Acho que aconteceu alguma coisa, aconteceu algum problema, ou às vezes a pessoa fala na internet, foi por causa do doping que vocês pararam. Não, a gente testou todo ano que a gente voltou de faixa preta nos Estados Unidos, a gente testou, não foi por causa disso. Mas eu acho que a gente tem esse entendimento.
He said that pretty low voice, like he was trying to get past that. As far as I know, testing didn't start till 2013, 2014. And listen, these guys got enough money to pass the test. They can get past the test for sure.
Que para ser bem sucedido, para conquistar um objetivo muito difícil, um objetivo grande, você tem que ter um foco extremo. Muitas pessoas perguntam, por que vocês pararam tão cedo?
He said he more focused.
Acho que aconteceu alguma coisa, aconteceu algum problema, ou às vezes a pessoa fala na internet, foi por causa do doping que vocês pararam. Não, a gente testou, todo ano que a gente voltou de faixa preta nos Estados Unidos, a gente testou, não foi por causa disso. Mas eu acho que a gente tem esse entendimento que para ser bem sucedido, para conquistar um objetivo muito difícil, um objetivo grande, você tem que ter um foco extremo. Muitas pessoas perguntam, por que vocês pararam tão cedo?
I think we do have this link on Reddit. Let's see what. It says, why not come clean and admit you both used steroids back when you were winning championships? Now, I was around when all these guys were winning. And what I remember, you know, when you go up in the stands at Worlds and everybody take their, they're changing, they're in their gi top, they're changing their gi, put on clothes, whatever, their hoodie, everybody, all them dudes had back knee. Everybody, all them guys had back knee. Now, either they had some bad acne, either something was going on with their hormones. Now, I don't really know. I was pretty young back then, but I just remember seeing a sea of back knee. When you go in the stands of the Walter Pyramid and everybody's over there, you're like, man, why all these black belts got back knee? So, and okay, maybe one person had it naturally, but everybody got back knee. So I didn't really ask too many questions, and I wasn't involved in none of that stuff. Tricep bumps. I don't know about tricep bumps, but everyone had back knee, and everybody was ripped. Everybody, not me. I was just normal. Everybody was ripped. Where is Mush at? Mush can tell you. All these dudes were ripped up. God, they were ripped up. I mean, like, they look like bodybuilders. Everybody was ripped up. All them black belts and brown belts were ripped up. 6-pack everywhere. 4-pack on the back, 6-pack on the front. Delts for days, boulder shoulders. Everybody was ripped up. It was crazy back then. Look at those old pictures. Go back to 2010, 2009, 2010. All them people were ripped up back in the day. Everybody was ripped. You're like, bro, what the heck is that? What the heck are you doing? I remember thinking, because I was a younger person, I was like, man, these guys got some adult strength. I thought that was just adult strength. I thought you still had that kid strength, and then you going against adults, and they got that adult strength. I was like, man, I need to hit the gym or something. This is impossible. And come to find out, you over here trying to compete with some enhanced people, and you you underfunded over here, under-resourced. Man, how that ain't fair at all. You over here trying to fight naturally. These guys over here on a lot of stuff, looking like superheroes. Some of these guys still look like superheroes. Now go look at Worlds and tell me who was dominating everybody completely to an insane degree. Mendez Brothers says, ha ha ha, good try. We tested, and I was cutting from 155 to 139. That must be Gee. If you know how to do it taking steroids, let me know. Well, I believe taking steroids or whatever performance enhancers probably would help you lose weight while keeping muscle. Ain't that something some peptides can do? Peptides, they can take whatever you want nowadays, designer stuff. You lose weight, keep your muscle. That don't make no sense. And even if we were taking, which is not true, try taking, let's call it vitamins for now. Try taking vitamins and win 4 and 6 world titles and see if you can. Instead of using that argument, I always think, hey, okay, if you never used your vitamins, would you have won? Most of these guys, I hate to say it, most of these people would not have won. They would not have been world champions. Most of these guys, you guys love, they would not be world champions without that stuff. And I've seen before and after videos of people before they got on stuff and after they got on stuff, and they looked human. I know people that won worlds, and I remember thinking, man, they not that good. A couple years before, I was thinking, man, this person's not really that good. And then a couple years later, they win worlds. Now, they didn't grow, their technique didn't just magically improve. What's up, Mr. LO Snap? LO Snap, I think we got you in the live stream too, bro. We got you in one of the stories. Somebody says, ha ha ha, that's not what we remember, but it's okay. You got away with it just like the others have. The issue is you guys celebrate all the cheaters. And you call the people out there natural losers. The people out there natural, you be out there, oh, he sucks. And he out there fighting everybody on this crap. He got to fight all these cheaters. You think the natural people suck? We be fighting for our life in that first match. LO Snap can tell us what to take. We can't trust Reddit too much either. Someone says, this is not the rumor. The rumor was that Hoffa tested positive. All of this is alleged, by the way. None of this is proven. The rumor was that Hoffa tested positive and made an agreement to retire. I can neither confirm nor deny. Battle Bonnet. In return, the IBJF would not reveal the positive tests. There are a lot of people, including very well-known pros, that believe this. I have no reason to not believe this, but my experience is that USADA releases the results, not the promotion. You got to remember, IBJF is a signatory. I believe they are a signatory, but they're not under USADA. So that means USADA, you know, when they do the testing, USADA doesn't do USADA does test, but they don't pick who to test. I believe IBJF tells you who to test. So they could be on the side over here. Yo, can you pass the test, man? Okay, you good? All right, he can pass. Test him. IBJF ain't no real organization, federation. He says, I have no reason not to believe this, but my experience is that USADA releases the results, not the promotion. So why would it be different this time? But the fact the brothers retire so young is a little suspect. Someone says, I believe this is due to how USADA works with IBJF. Being different than the way they do with other organizations. The IBJF is not an official signatory. Okay, I messed that part up. So USADA is random, but I'm reading it right now, LO Snap. You're thinking of wrestling. IBJF is not an official signatory. They not really. Let's read what they got to say, but that's the part I messed up. Let me zoom in for LO Snap. It is supposed to be random, but I don't think it is as random as you think it is. The IBJF is not an official signatory of USADA, meaning they don't let USADA run everything related to testing. They don't have USADA do the bans or enforcement themselves. They don't let USADA be the ones to release the data. So basically, they contract with USADA to do the testing, but the IBJJF still retains the power to hide, change, selectively enforce things on their own as far as enforcement and bans go. So you know this is how it works, because some people get a slap on the wrist. What happened to Mika Galval? He got a 1-year suspension. He won in 2022. He got banned in 2023. He came back 2024 and won everything again. Now, was he off of everything? I don't know. I can't prove that. But it seemed to have helped. What's the point of testing? I think for optics. It makes them look more professional than they really are. It's like what's the point of being Michelin rated? It's for marketing, right? It's going to help your business, but it don't really affect you really. Let's see. It says USADA just does the legwork of actual testing. Although the IBJF is not an official signatory to the World Anti-Doping Code, WADA, the federation contracts the USA Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, for drug testing and results management at major events. A lot of people think that pressuring the IBJF to adopt signatory status would be a good move for the sport going forward. It says, it seems to me that every time an IBJF athlete has tested positive, it was posted on the USADA website. So do they ask the IBJF for permission before they post? I believe they contact the athletes before they post that. They go through, they give you a chance to prove yourself and prove, okay, you didn't know what you were taking, or maybe the supplement was tainted or something, or your doctor screwed up. Depends on what he's taking. It takes 2 years to cycle that. I believe he got hit with clomiphene, so that could mean anything as far as I know. And sometimes what they do, they get these kids on some stuff earlier in, the juvenile and the colored belts. And then by the time they get to black belt, they kind of wean them off of everything. GMC stuff is tainted. What's the guy? Aaron Brooks got caught. Aaron Brooks got caught with some GMC stuff. They said that was a masking agent. Clomiphene. What is clomiphene used for, LL Snap? What is that used to recover from? The Gabao system of peptides. So that's probably where some of these guys are getting their strength from. Just go rewatch Worlds and tell me who looks way stronger than everybody else, even though they don't strength train more than anybody. He says, no, they don't ask IBJF's permission. They posted guys like Paula Meow on their website immediately. That's not true. They never post anything immediately. They always give you a chance to you can kind of challenge their decision. You can ask for more in-depth testing. They never post everything out there. It was never a rumor that made sense. People act like Hoffa retired out of nowhere. He did. No, this dude. So I hate this sport with all the glazers. Danny Choppa, what's up? You don't crash out, Danny Choppa. These people be glazing everybody. It be black belts too on Reddit. And you ain't never seen these motherfuckers on Reddit. You ain't never seen all those people on Reddit. You ain't never. When have you seen anybody on Reddit actually show their face and post outside the people that do YouTube? You ain't never seen these people. You probably see these people be like, man, this man sucks. This person sucks. We're talking about Hoffa Mendez and if IBJF really covered up for them. It says it's always 3 samples, so in between the 3 samples you have 90 days. Yeah, he was lying. He said you can read his post and tell this man was lying. So that's Reddit for you. He defended Hoffa Mendez. He says, I was here in real time when it happened. It was basically just a tall tale, and it's gotten bigger and more convoluted with time. As evidenced by now, Geese, you sound like a glazer. Bro, you glazing, bro. Stop glazing, bro. I got to type that out. I can't sit here and be quiet anymore. Stop glazing, bro. Let me start some fire on Reddit. Let me start some fire with Reddit over here. I said, stop glazing, bro. And look, I put my name. You can see my picture. You see my picture and my name right there. I don't care. You think I care about Reddit? Screw Reddit. Now, make sure you buy my DVD, though, Reddit. So, listen, I talk shit, but look, I put my name right there, my picture right there. Most people trolling. He ain't got his picture. Who is he? I seen him before. He got a million points on there. Is that the guy with wait a second. Is that the guy I know? I don't care. Fuck that guy. I don't care if I know him. I'm tired of this bullshit, bro. I'm just tired of bullshit. I don't know if I can stream for too long. I might get kicked off of this platform. If I can influence anybody to do stuff, is to stand up for yourself and stand up for what's right. because you guys stand for all the wrong stuff usually. Not you guys watching, but they already took my post down. They already took my post down. Where else were they at? I can't even see my post anymore. Where'd my post go? It disappeared. Oh, there it is. It says this guy is saying this which with such conviction and knows absolutely nothing about what he's talking about. How do people believe this stuff? Somebody says, apologies if anything I've said was incorrect. It very might well be. I am just a random person who is parroting what I've heard online and mostly getting my info through the IG stories and from jujitsu.net coverage between the two while talking about the PED abuse issues. Something I'm saying might be outright wrong or misrepresented. I think people are on board with it because I'm not arguing against USADA's involvement. Instead, I'm saying we should have them more involved, if anything. Well, IBJF ain't a real... For USADA to be involved, IBJF need to be a real organization. LL Snap. We got LL Snap on here too. He says, I believe the biggest thing that IBJF still has control of is which athletes actually get tested and which don't. Once they get tested, USADA will release the results. Well, there's another issue if IBJF lets USADA test everybody and everybody pops. You can't have everybody pop it. You know USADA, IBJF know all these guys gonna pop. Everybody will pop. And then they'll have some Americans win. It says, there was an example shown on the stories too with Gabby Garcia's previous failed tests and some kind of changing of the results or objection. She got her results changed. Even Gabby Garcia failed the test too. She got her results changed though, somehow. I can't remember exactly how. Or objection / appeal to the positive test and resulting in the IBJF changing the ruling. So you can object and appeal. You can object and appeal. They're not going to test you. They don't test masters. And now if they test masters, all the masters guys going to get out of there. All the masters dudes failing. And it was basically being demonstrated that if they were in a different sport that was an official signatory, that this kind of exception and changing the rules, the results of the test would not be allowed. Somebody said the guy that runs Jiu-Jitsu Net, that's my man Trumpet Dan, is the biggest pot stirrer and rumor creator. For years he's been talking out of his behind about so many things. I trust Trumpet Dan over most of these people. The girls in hands too. This is verbatim the story I have heard from former AOJ athletes and other well-known competitors. This story been around for at least almost 10 years, 2018. When did Hopper retire? 2017, 2018? 2016, 2017, something like that. So he's heard this from AOJ athletes and other competitors. It could just be the story, but in the past 10 years, I've heard this exact recounting word for word from multiple people who trained at AOJ and ran in the same circles. I have zero dog in this fight. I'm an over the hill hobbyist. I absolutely respect and admire the technical acumen of the Mendez brothers have brought to BJJ. I argue they couldn't do their techniques without the enhancement. That's my argument. My argument, they could not do that beautiful jiu-jitsu without enhancements. They could not sustain themselves or their bodies or their technique without enhancements. That's what I'm saying. Now, IBJF could just, they didn't test forever. They didn't start testing until 2013, 2014. They could go back to not testing. I'm not sure what stops them from, they could do it like ADCC doesn't test. They could do it like that. Now, some of these guys will kill themselves out there. A lot of these guys will kill them, and a lot of these kids will kill themselves trying to get a world championship with no money. People people were taking all this stuff. Do you realize people were taking all this stuff before IBJF paid them? Do you realize a lot of these guys were taking stuff before they made any money from IBJF, winning the IBJJF Worlds? Did you not know that? Imagine you killing yourself to not make no money. That's crazy. It could never be me. He says, I have zero dog in this fight. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I've heard this rumor as well. I will say that USADA has done shady stuff before with top athletes in the UFC. Look at what they did with John Jones. They let John Jones. Remember when they moved the UFC because John Jones failed the test or something, and they moved it to a different state. Remember that? I actually think USADA comes out looking good if you look at the UFC. Big stars like Anderson Silva and John Picograms Jones tested dirty when the UFC used USADA. I don't think they're using anybody now. Someone says, but what is the benefit of Hoffa retiring from the IBJF? There was no benefit. It came out of nowhere. Why would they offer this deal to him? Well, he was kind of the poster boy. You know, Mendez brothers, AOJ, they're a big staple in California. You know, they go to all the tournaments. You know, they're world champions. Imagine you had a multiple-time world champion. That would be like when Lance Armstrong got busted. Didn't that make U.S. wrestling, U.S. Cycling look bad? They made the whole team look bad. This is the same rumor that went around about Michael Jordan in the NBA, except it was about gambling. The rumor was that MJ's first retirement was a secret suspension for gambling. The benefit is that Hoffa drew eyes and grew the sport and was a big draw at the time. All things considered, sullying his records and questioning how many, if any, championships were doped up would be a black mark on the IBJF. I argue that a lot of people that Hoffa Mendez was fighting were on some stuff too. They all had some technological advances. Pharmacological. Is that the right term? Somebody let me know. Sullying his records and questioning how many, if any, were backed by doping. Remember, this is a different time than today. Telling him he's cooked and can retire and save face leaves both unblemished, publicly at least. Someone says, then why did they implement testing? You know, we covered this in the Kyotera video. He was very vocal for several years to get that testing. Ultimately, testing is for the health of the athletes. I know the athletes hate to hear this, but the testing is to keep you alive. The testing is to keep you from. Now, they can't test for the peptides, as LL Snap told you. The testing is so you don't kill yourself doing stupid stuff. Now, you guys are going to do everything in your power, and sometimes your parents are going to do everything in their power to make you a champion. But the testing is for your safety. I know you hate it. I know you want to win at any cost, but you need some health. That health is wealth, man. I'd rather be healthy than be a world champion. LL Snaps will get the peptides, and you're gonna grow a third arm. You're gonna have an arm. I'm gonna have an arm on my back from that peptide. Have a third arm on my back. You know the peptide's gonna be doing some shit, bro. I can't wait to see what kind of mutants gonna come about from the peptides. People are gonna be turning green. CP says perhaps they should frame it in terms of opportunity costs or sacrifice rather than health. You saying the Mendez brothers or USADA? Are you saying the Mendez brothers should frame it as opportunity costs? You got to sell me on that one, CP. BPC 157. I don't trust that crap. Drug testing in general is about opportunity. So what's the opportunity cost? Not the Mendez, bro. Oh. You know what? They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care if kids use that stuff. They don't care if their world champions use that stuff. They don't care. They're winning. They're winning, so they don't care. As long as they win, they don't care what they do. And they'll sacrifice you. They'll let you sacrifice yourself to promote their program in their school. You're saying so USADA's not doing out of health, but what's the opportunity cost of them stopping people from using steroids or vitamins? Sorry, YouTube. It could look bad on the sport, makes it look less professional, less sponsors. That's true. Okay, never mind. It's not about the athlete health. It should be about the athlete health, but it does make you look less professional. I argue IBJF is not professional. I argue IBJF is a private organization that's not really a federation that should be running the sport of jiu-jitsu. At least in America, they should. IBJF, International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, should be in Brazil, having fun over there. I would like to see something like USA Grappling. Now they don't have the funding nor the power, the political power to really do much in this country. But if they elect me, I promise to lower energy cost by 50%. 50%. I'm going to lower energy costs somehow as the head of USA Grappling. If they let me, Mush, and CP run USA Grappling, we'll have that thing hype. That thing would be hype. We put IBJF out of business. CP says it should be about health, but many people don't care since you said they just want to win. That's true. So we got to appeal to people's greed. Hey, we want to grow the sport, make the sport grow, have more money, more sponsors. We got to have the testing. We want to be like the big boys. We need the testing. Now LO Snap is going to be he's going to be in trouble with HR immediately. HR, LO Snap, how are you going to get in trouble? You can't work with us. HR got you already. The HR lady, Sarah, got you already. She already wrote you up. I know LO Snap ain't had no corporate job. Because when you work corporate, you can't really say what you really want to say. Right, CP? When you corporate or academic, nah, we can't have you. You're going to abuse all your power. When you work in corporate America or academia, you can't be saying everything you want to say. You got to right on it. You got to swallow your pride, your ego. When you get, and the more money you make in those fields, the more you got to shut up and take orders. CP said you got a code switch. Yeah, LO Snap. Do you guys think LO Snap can code switch? That man can't. He's gonna get fired immediately. I know, but the world don't want you around like that. You telling the truth? What they do to Jesus? Jesus was telling the truth too. What they do to that man? They took that man out of here, hung that man. They would definitely crucify LO Snap. Nah, you know what? Take him out of here too. The world don't treat people that tell the truth too well. You ever notice that? The world, you tell the truth in this world, they'd be ready to lynch you so quickly. They'd be ready to take you out of here. You just tell the truth. LO Snap, tell the truth. He be in the most trouble. All he did was tell the truth. People that tell the truth, they the biggest target. Now, when you lie, when you be lying, that's when you see real results. It says optics. So they're asking why do they implement testing optics? Probably they say they test like other legitimate organizations than ding a competitor here or there to make it seem like 99% of their competitors weren't juiced up. Someone says big draw is super relative. No one is watching BJJ back then. That's a lie. This man sitting here lying out this Darce Knight. Who the fuck is this? If it's somebody I know, man, I'm disappointed in you. CJP. Was that your tournament? Like AJP, CJP. We don't have that Craig Jones privilege to speak the truth without consequences. I can speak the truth, but people don't have to listen to me. People listen to Craig, but even Craig has to keep upping the ante just to keep that audience. So see, all right, you need to go to HR LL Snap. Craig Jones privilege. Oh, I thought that was the Christian Jiu-Jitsu. What does P stand for AJP? Oh, somebody's calling me. I can't take it. Program. What does AJP stand for? Abu Dhabi Jiu-Jitsu product. Yeah, somebody's calling me. I can't take the call right now. People think I'm not doing anything. Thank you. I appreciate it. He was one of the most entertaining guys they had at the time streaming. No, we didn't have streaming, but we had Budo videos. Used to technically it was a live stream. You could watch the live stream on Budo videos, budovideos.com or something, and then they would sell the DVD. Yeah, pro. Yeah, so Christian Jiu-Jitsu Pro, professional. Yeah, Abu Dhabi Jiu-Jitsu Pro. We got Christian Jiu-Jitsu Pro. Pro division. So, IBJF would sell the DVD. They probably made more money back in the day because those DVDs, I think they were kind of expensive. There would be like a 5-set DVD. There'll be like 5-set DVD. People buy that after Worlds. I forget how much that would cost. What happened to UAE Jiu-Jitsu? They still around? Yeah, they're still around. They do the AJP tournaments. They still do a World Pro, but it's not the same as it used to be. You still get Brazilians down there, or they were going. I don't know if they still go. You guys know me and CP were out there competing back in the day. I believe it is. The same CP. Maybe that's what it evolved into. Someone says, this doesn't make any sense. If they were willing to not tell anyone he fell, that's basically a cover-up. That's what we're saying, allegedly. If they're already covering it up, why not just let him keep competing? There is no oversight over the IBJF. No one is forcing them to do anything, including implement testing in the first place. Forcing him to retire when he was a huge draw to your even when he was a huge draw would be idiotic. Forcing him to compete every year till somebody said they would force him to compete till he's 45. Now he looks like he needs to be competing. I'm pretty sure getting caught for I can't say that, Kwame. You can also throw away test results. Getting caught retiring Hoffa would be a way bigger scandal than if they got caught letting him compete. Darce Knight he on some glazing behavior. I never met a black belt that glazed so hard. Go glaze. He glazed more than Josiah. Please don't. Please. People be messaging me. People don't consider streaming a real thing, but please don't message me when I'm streaming. So Darce Knight said, it was never a story. I got to say, Angry Boys. It was never a story that made a lick of sense if anyone thought about it for more than 5 minutes. Also, wasn't saying to me that the UFC could never pay off USADA to sweep a Jones test under the rug, but IBJF could pay USADA off the rug. Crazy. Why this guy glazing? Why would you glaze another man this hard? Why would you sit here glazing? I don't want nobody glazing me. That's too much glazing. I like, bro, stop. Even if he was defending me, yo, stop. Someone says, also doesn't help the fact that so many of AOJ athletes look juicy AF. That's a tough training room. If I am to believe my black belt buddy that came from there, and I do. Someone says retired so young. They were young, but they were 4 and 6-time world champions. So I wouldn't suspect it except for a minor detail. Before they retired, Hoffa spoke of doing more comps. Why people act like we weren't around? I was around during that time. Hoffa Mendez was, I think he was going for 10 straight. He was looking for 10 championships, right? Remember he would sit there counting with the fingers? He was counting. He wasn't going to stop. He was winning pretty easy. He was winning worlds pretty easy. Why would he stop? Says, then sometime after that, they randomly announced their retirement. I remember being super surprised, really surprised. Could be nitpicking, but who knows? I'm a huge fan of them, but I also believe most pros were and are on vitamins. If what you said is true and IBJF agreed not to reveal and confirm, most of these people on Reddit just started training last week. Some of these black belts ain't real black belts. Some of these people suck. If you watch them grapple, Sarah could probably beat them. Sarah's got experience on her, apparently. I've never seen Sarah grapple, actually. Sarah, we need you to share some tournament footage. If you want to talk on this live stream, you need to have some tournament footage. LL Snap recruiting. Someone says, none of that ever made any sense to me. It's like, okay, if USADA had no real power to do anything except privately tell the IBJF that he failed, that's what we think happened, bro. Why do you think it makes sense? It makes no sense from the IBJF's perspective. What exactly do they gain from that? They lose their top competitor and open themselves up to possibly being exposed for the cover-up. Who's going to expose them for the cover-up? They're not a real federation. There's no oversight. He says, I get that this rumor is a rehash. Okay, he's a bot too. Someone said, why is he saying cutting weight is difficult while doing vitamins? First of all, you can stop your cycle early. Second, you don't need to gain weight on vitamins. Third, if your goal is to be as strong as possible during a cut, vitamins will help you do that. Seems like gaslighting. He's probably guilty. Reddit ain't a real place. Somebody said there's a lot of stuff you can take. We're not even going to cover all this stuff, but that's probably what some of these guys are using. Somebody brought up Paulo Miel, who also was caught for something. I can't remember exactly what he was caught for. It says, it's funny to me that he responds to these posts at all. Yeah, why? If it's not true, why respond the way he responded? If somebody accused me of being on steroids or vitamins, I'd be like, hey, I didn't use anything. I'm clean. You can test me right now. Now they can't be tested now. They probably have some some TRT or something now. I don't know what they got. It says the responses are always so butthurt and in contradiction to the image of humbleness. Why do you think the Mendez brothers are humble? You guys only know these people through social media. You never talked to these people before a day in your life. You never been around these people a day in your life, yet you defend them. You glaze them. You guys glaze these people, and they never going to talk to you. They're not even going to look your way. They wouldn't give you a glass of water in the Sahara Desert. Nah, I'm good. I'm healthy. I don't need nothing. And look at this hair. A little nappy, but listen. It's look at that. Look at that hairline right there. That's a strong hairline. I ain't taking nothing. Do other sports have this glazing issue? I wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I can't relate to this. I don't glaze anybody. I don't glaze nobody. People are always looking for heroes in this world, and it don't matter what time period. Back in the day it was Achilles, and then it was Alexander the Great, and then Genghis Khan, and then Napoleon, and then Henry the Great, Henry whoever. And then FDR and George Washington and all these guys. People always looking for someone to, to worship and to follow. People are followers. People need to be led. Now, they need to be led by the right people. If you let LL Snap lead them. LL Snap said hot Cheetos and Roman noodle. And you know what? The people in the hood that ate that stuff, they were always ripped up. LL Snap said, follow me to promised land. He's going to have you wandering for 40 years. People that eat those diets, they used to be ripped up in the hood. Now everybody probably got a CP said, Pastor Alec, we got to take the tithes. Where's the tray at? I ain't even got a tray. I got a little cup. I'm gonna have a cup with some change in it. Spare some change. Spare some super chats. Let's see. Someone says if you have a clean conscience, I don't see why you'd even acknowledge comments like this. Pretty indicative when they're arguing with people on Instagram. Isn't he too busy? Ain't he too busy? I would be too busy. I'm too busy and too tired to be arguing in the comments. Now, I did comment on Reddit. I will admit that. I did comment. What did I say? I said, stop glazing. Stop glazing. That's all I said. I'm not going to sit here arguing in the comments. Now, I might rant a little bit on the live stream, but that's just content for me for later. Let's see. It says it's fairly common knowledge that they were on some vitamins. I know someone who personally saw in Brazil. He said there was another room just outside of the training area, and it was basically like a laboratory. Thank you, LO Snap. Look at that. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. LO Snap always become a member. LO Snap been a member for 7. It says 7 months on there. Thank you. It says they were on their bikes all the time. Yeah, well, we used to eat that stuff, LO Snap. I'm pretty sure Little Debbie's weren't a quarter back in those days. It probably was like 10 cents or something, 15 cents at the Candy Lady. Yeah, but we would. The thing is, we ate a lot of sugar, LL Snap, but we were playing outside. We had recess. I would walk to school in elementary school. I would walk to school about a mile or something. Walk to school. You eat your healthy breakfast, of chocolate milk and whatever they gave you for breakfast. I think we had grits in the South. Yeah, your meals were pretty healthy back then. The thing is, we didn't go out to eat. Nobody went out to eat. And then, McDonald's or Burger King or something, that was a treat. That was like for Friday night. Now, everything else was home cooked or school meal. And then you would have some snacks. But the thing is, your snacks, you be burning so many calories running. Because I would go walk to school, recess at school, walk to the Boys and Girls Club, play for about 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours over there. Sometimes walk back home or get a ride home and go play again. You damn near play for about 4 hours straight. LL Snap didn't go. We know you didn't go to school. LL Snap was wrestling. But I'm saying we played. We went to school too. We had to do homework. We went to school. Pop-Tarts weren't healthy. You know what? They weren't healthy. But listen. If you sat there and burned 5,000 calories, when you were a kid, because I used to be running. I don't know about you people. I used to be out there running. Just running. You ever look at little kids, they be running all over the place? That was me. Just running. I'd be out there running nowhere. Just running just to stretch my legs out. But yeah, he played. I know I played for about 3 to 4 hours every day, and didn't take no breaks. When you're a little kid, you don't take no break because by the time you sleep, you wake up energized. You ready to play some more. So we might have had some candy, whatever candy we had. But listen, we were playing back in those days, biking and everything. And we used to be sweaty back in those days. Someone says, I've heard the exact same thing from numerous people who trained in Brazil as well. One guy told me a gym he trained at in the early 2000s even had a vitamin area at the front desk. He said, somebody says now they're doing the same thing with peptides. Now, I'm not sure what USADA is doing about peptides. We might need to research what's going on. I mean, I don't know too much about all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know too much about all that stuff. Someone says, right. Not to mention the Mendez brothers were part of Atos affiliation, one of the most vitamin-riddled affiliations there is. Now, who else was a part of Atos back then? Of course, you knew Gaval. Somebody said, how TF is cutting weight and winning 4 to 6 worlds in argument against PED usage? Someone says, this statement feels like the Lance Armstrong defense. Somebody said, Ronnie Coleman insisted for most of his career that he never used as well. Yeah. In 2017, Paulo Miao got caught too. He's strong. Paulo Miao pretty strong. When I roll with him, he's pretty strong. Peptide is amino acid, so not much you can do. That's true. So, I mean, yeah, what's the point of testing at this point? They just take a peptide that turns them green. A peptide with no real testing. I believe BPC 157, whatever that's something that's naturally produced by the body, so you can't really profit off that. That's a natural hormone or amino acid. CP says, remember the home run era? Oh, that was a good time in the 90s. I missed the 90s. Did people really care what those guys were taking? That's true. Now, if one of those guys had a heart attack out there on the on the field, that would be pretty bad. LO Snap's a test for side effects. We need LO Snap working with USADA. Now, if you have one of those guys knock the home run, and then they have a massive heart attack right there on home plate, that would be pretty bad for the viewership. Those guys had high blood pressure. Those guys, their veins were popping. Their veins over there throbbing. I think he needs to let some blood out. CP said he loved that era, but you probably a lot of those baseball players would fall out like some flies. So we don't want to see that. That's bad for our sponsorship. Someone says, the amount of people here that believe AOJ and Mendez are clean is laughable. If you are in the game long enough, you should know other than Kyotera, 95% of competitors aren't clean. There are natural people out there. The issue with that, they're not winning worlds. That's the issue. They're not winning most of these tournaments. If you're natural, it's hard to win these tournaments. You got to be really good. Even for me, I'd be out there struggling to beat some of these guys. And it's not really technique they're beating me with. Sarah said she met a master's level female black belt, and she told me she was on. Oh, see, look. Now, if you go on Reddit, Darce Knight going to be defending her. Let's see. These guys were all juiced, and he was the one that came out on top. They competed in an athletic sport where vitamins testing wasn't conducted. Someone says, I'd venture that the majority of people were juicing for it, just like they were for ADCC. If they're not being tested, why would they not get every advantage possible? Says, has bro not heard of TJ Dillashaw, Lance Armstrong, EPO, and some other stuff I can't mention on here? Plenty of ways to dope to help you cut and be in better physical conditioning. These praise Jesus Christ, I love my family, white geese, and multi-million-dollar businesses built on the backs of false image, capitalist, money, hungry South American Brazilians. SA? What? I'm not sure what SA stands for in this case. SA Brazilians are so insufferable. The GOP1 needs to be allowed because obesity is an all-time high. Someone says cheaters and sandbag their students. Someone said lowering the bar. Here, Darce Knight is all over the place. Let me read his post because he looked like he crazy. Lowering the bar for everyone because other people aren't good enough is lame. We aren't talking about Naga at Worlds or ADCC, etc. The best have to beat the best. The people actually trying to win Worlds, even at the colored belts, definitely aren't complaining about sandbaggers. Do people want to be the best in the world or not? If so, go beat whoever is out there. Guy has higher standards than most coaches for belts. Good. In my opinion, everyone should be striving to raise the bar and not lower the bar. I argue by having some of these reckless behaviors, you're lowering the bar for the sport. Someone says, if anything, they just don't promote people because they don't care. I know people from AOJ who are extremely good athletes, none Brazilians, and end up leaving AOJ because of lack of care and attention. The ones they do care about usually win worlds in the color belts and get promoted extremely fast. Cole, Funegra sisters, etc. Now, remember, they got Jonatas Gomez. Is that his last name? They got Jonata out of there. The black guy. They got Jonata out of there. Goonbirds kind of got pushed out of there. Felipe Andrew injured. They got Jonata Gomez, and Jonata was the first one to win worlds over there. They got him out of there. The calorie deficit equation is undefeated. That's true, Miss Sarah, but listen, that takes too much time and for the way these guys need to cut weight. You think people that like shortcuts want to do the hard thing of dieting properly? That's why bodybuilders don't look the same anymore. They don't have any patience. They're not gonna sit there and suffer. They'd rather take the peptide to lose the weight for them. Someone says, who cares? The greats openly advertise it to children. Even the kids are getting popped. First, Mika and Dorian can't even wrestle in college with a 6-figure NIL deal because of all the gear their dads pumped into them. Yeah, I do feel sad. The thing is, I don't know if Dorian Oliveira I'm not sure what he's on. He does train at King's Way. I don't know if he could have made it in a D1 program. You think Dorian Oliveira could have wrestled D1? LL Snap and been winning NCAAs? Now, with the supplementation, he can, but it's illegal. LL Snap says if they're already big, they need help. That's true. I'm talking about athletes right now, but yeah, use medicine as prescribed by your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I might be a professor of jiu-jitsu, but I'm not a doctor, medical doctor. Listen to your medical doctor. If they put you on a GLP-1, that's what they say. Okay. Now, if you're not supposed to be using that GLP, you don't use it. Let's see. Someone says, I don't really care. Now, remember, some of these people, some of the fans that watch you guys compete, they don't care if you live or die. Remember that. They want you to go out there and break your leg. He can't see. So, yeah, it don't matter. He never would have been an NCAA wrestler. He would never be beating Bo Bassett and these other guys. CP said he's not a medical doctor either, so don't ask him for medical advice. Don't ask me. I'm not a licensed practitioner. D2 maybe? Okay. Now, he is good, but listen. Most of these guys, if you gave them some stuff, they would be some monsters. Someone says, I don't really care. It's a niche sport. They were all on gear back then. I mean, they still are now, but especially back then. It doesn't take away from their achievements, in my opinion, but I get why people would feel otherwise. The easiest way to debunk this rumor is to think about the consequences. If USADA ever did something like this or even seriously considered it, they would lose all credibility, and the organization would likely collapse under the fallout. The claim is completely implausible. That's not true. More likely, it's a rumor started by someone who couldn't accept how much better Hoffa was and let jealousy cloud their judgment. What's surprising is that so many people actually believe it. This might be a bot. Business Forever 3364. You sound like a bot. Just think about it. If USADA were giving special treatment to certain athletes, again, if people had reading comprehension, you would see that IBJF is not an official signatory of USADA. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she'll write me some prescriptions. IBJF is not an official signatory of USADA. I don't trust IBJF either. He says if USADA were giving special treatment to certain athletes, every athlete who had ever tested positive would have grounds to challenge their case. The issue is none of those athletes retired. Now I need to become a lawyer. I'm arguing that if they didn't retire, what would have happened? I think they took a plea deal. They took the plea deal. Hey, we'll retire. Just let that go. If you retire, I don't think I've seen any athletes do that. If you retire, is your case still relevant in USADA? If I say, hey, I'm retiring. Oh, I got a failed test. I'm retiring. Would they still publish the results and findings? Hey, I'm retiring. I'm no longer doing this sport. I have a doctor's note. I can no longer do this sport. Okay, don't post the results. That seems plausible, doesn't it? I rest my case. I need to become a lawyer. What do you think, CP? Should I become a lawyer? I do want to go by Alec Esquire. That would be pretty cool. The BJJ. There's already some BJJ attorneys. I want to be the BJJ Esquire. And I put that on my little business card. Hello, I'm Alec Esquire. Oh, I might need to go to law school. Screw this live streaming crap. Hit him with the business card. Here you go. You're in trouble. You're gonna need this. You're in trouble. Here, take this. LO Snap. You've been sued. I got you, buddy. I'm gonna be LO Snap's lawyer because he always win his lawsuits. I'm gonna be his lawyer. I'm gonna be that man's lawyer because he always win his lawsuits. He ain't lost a case. Who's your lawyer, LO Snap? LO Snap be defending himself though. And no, you can't plead the fifth every time. Let's see. Internet trolls hope to get the Mendez brothers to tarnish their legacy. Eventually they will tarnish their legacy. No worries. Can someone give me a BJJ PED history? Was being juiced a major problem back when the Mendez brothers were competing? Well, we didn't have testing at that time because right now a lot of guys are obviously on it and nobody says anything. IBJF don't care. A guy named Rex, that guy's good. And people just assume everyone is on it. Ha ha ha. I also think a lot of top guys are on it, especially AOJ guys. Who cares? Who cares? Athletes, you need to remember, these people don't care about you. Your fans don't actually care about you. I'm glad I know a couple people on the live stream. Some of these people I don't really know. The people I met, some people I've known CP for a long time. Some of you guys, you be listening to people that don't care about you, and they just entertained by you. Let's see. The big problem with this conspiracy theory is that I just can't imagine the GOAT Rafa Mendez deciding to completely retire from the sport simply to prevent the mild embarrassment of a failed drug test. The GOAT. Rafa would have had so many lucrative and exciting opportunities to compete outside of IBJF. He's mostly their gym's all mostly gi. At the time period, you had World Pro and some other stuff, but they're based in California. They're a gi-centered school, IBJF gi-centered school. That's their bread. That's their bread and butter right there. They would never mess that. That's where their money comes from. All them kids want to win worlds. The Ran Through crew has a history. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah, I was about to put Sarah on timeout for that comment. Sarah, you need to go on timeout. What this guy do about Ran Through? Sarah keeps saying we ran through. It's making me tired, Sarah. The only person, there's only one ran through person over here. It's he right there. He laughing on the chat. I mean, ADCC every 2 years. Why would you put your career on ADCC for every 2 years, and then you got to go to Poland? And most people don't want to go to Poland. So that's the, going on Reddit makes me sad, to be honest. I'd be on Reddit. That made me sad. I wasted, how much time did I waste on? Might doesn't mean we have plausible. Now look at that guy. He said he was natural. Look at that guy. What part of that looks natural to you people? Allegedly. Where's your segment? We're looking at Hoffa Mendez right now. Now, if that was Grippo, the demon would be here. I think we should summon the demon first. Let me summon the demon. You was bigger than that. We're not talking about big. We're talking about being ripped. We're talking about being. You saw yourself right there. We're talking about being ripped. LL snap. Size isn't everything. LL snap said he was bigger and more ripped in high school. That's that man right now. We're talking about right now. Okay. LL snap said he want his segment. Here it is. He says 45 pounds down in a month and a week. Not going to post too much about the journey, but thank you to my friends to help me get this far. All right, there we go. That's LL Snap right there. Shout out to the man. Now, LL Snap, take your time losing, you be cutting too fast. Is that a Spanish doubloon? That's a Spanish doubloon right there. All right, look at LL Snap. Shout out to that man. What else was I gonna say? What Craig got to do? I think I missed something with Craig. You on the stairs right now? Shout out to that man.
Thanks for the ride, Garantos. Wake me up before you go, girl. We're leaking oil back here. I can feel it coming. Oh no.
Water.
Hoffa Mendez said, you know what? I don't care. I do like Hoffa Mendez as an athlete. I separate people from the sport. Is she at the Olympic Training Center? She popped over in her little what's that called? Little golf cart. Where is she? She right next to the hospital. She's trying to make that comeback. You know what? She might be able to make it for the Olympics. Hopefully, we'll see. We got the kids. So this is what the kids used to look like before they get on that Atos or AOJ, the AOJ diet over there. Nah, those guys don't look nothing like that no more. If you look at their faces, they don't look nothing like they don't look nothing like they used to look. We got I don't even play this. I'll play it just because I'll play it.
If you're a practitioner or a
play
coach who wants to start exploring CLA, or you're already running a hybrid approach and want to go deeper, this is for you. Attune's video programs are built to help you understand and apply constraint-led training, improve your own game, and develop the ability to explore and use CLA on your own terms. You don't need to know everything before you start. The programs meet you where you are and help you build from there. Try it out free for 7 days at attunegrappling.com. If you're a practitioner or a coach who...
These guys are always trying to sell you some crap, bro. I'm tired of these people selling some bullshit. I'm tired of this bullshit. Stop. And you know Sarah probably buy that crap. Stop buying this bullshit and go train. Go drill the technique. Go drill the goddamn technique, please. Please go drill the technique. You guys do everything but drill the goddamn technique. I can't help you people. You do everything but everybody want the shortcut. They want the GLP jiu-jitsu, the jiu-jitsu peptide. There is no jiu-jitsu peptide. Go drill the goddamn technique. Kano said drill. And that's what I'm saying too. Go drill the move. Go drill that move. I know you guys don't want to. I know it's boring. I know it sucks. It's not fun always, or usually never. Go drill the move. And then people be upset when they're not good and they never drilled the technique. All they did was play CLA and ecological games. What's the meat doing? She need to be careful not to get pregnant again. That could happen. That could happen. I seen it happen. I never did it. I seen it happen though. That them Irish twins. She need to be careful. You know, Mika got out. He Brazilian. Brazilians. Let me stop. You know I love my Brazilians. It says one stripe and bro thinks he can protect the city.
There's a tomorrow. But for some of us, maybe for you there's a tomorrow.
If you got one stripe on your blue belt or white belt, come on, man.
Started balling, I was young.
We were talking about wings. Danny Choppa, did you get your wings? What wings did you get yesterday? Please let us know in the chat. So I never seen this machine. This is some big back activities. But you know, you can make your own sauces over here.
You gon' think about me. Started balling, I was young.
That's pretty cool. That's an American invention right there. We do everything but give you guys some high-speed rail or something. And somehow that runs off AI somehow. The AI data center is running off that, or that's running off the AI data center. We do everything. They'll give you a machine to make your sauces and your drinks, but they won't give you no transit. Or, you know, decrease inflation. They're not going to do any of that.
I think that he needs to take more feedback from the fighters and be able to adjust. I think the training is not my favorite. I think that he overdoes it. But I want to give him credit for that he is a very intelligent guy. I do think that you should do less. And I think that every coach needs to understand that they're not the most important piece, that there's multiple coaches. They all got to work together to help somebody make it to the fight and be there healthy. I think showing up healthy is more important than showing up jacked, right? Like, that's the number one.
I'd rather undertrain than overtrain.
Exactly. So we know when you start making the big bucks, I need to show up. That's half the battle.
Yeah.
If I could show up, I'm getting paid. Now I want to win. But if I'm not even showing up, I'm not making anything. And that crushes you like financially, right? So make it there healthy, first of all, right?
Yeah.
And then you want to push yourself, but not overdo it. So I don't think we're there yet. I think there's a lot of different trainers that are doing a good job, and there's a lot of trainers that aren't doing a good job. But at the end of the day, I think every coach and every trainer needs to look at themselves in the mirror and say, can I do better? They need to take responsibility. And I think Coach Cal did put a target on his back when he was saying, and we were helping him push the message early about being the most scientific. And at the time we were doing like things way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
But then I also realized that, oh man, it wasn't translating and a couple adjustments needed to be made. But that's the way it's going to be going all the way to the future of MMA. We're going to keep changing things, and things are going to get tweaked, and we're going to be figuring it out.
Yeah, also, I mean, I don't know Coach Cal at all, and I've never trained with him, so I can't speak about him. But as the sport gets bigger, and there's more and more eyeballs, and there's more money involved, and there's more ways, and call me a cynical old bastard if you will, but there's more ways for people to figure out ways to get into a fighter's mind and brainwash them, and how to get them to part ways with their hard-earned, fought-for money. Right? There's more and more scam artists coming out, and they're going to talk about this and they're going to talk about that and optimizing this and fucking coming up with all these mad scientific approaches. Right? What you've really got to do is get some good training partners, be in the gym with spitting sawdust and a fucking timer, or maybe not a timer in your situation, and train properly. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to, right, what we're going to do is today, we're not going to run for this training camp, or we're going to come up with some crazy bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe there's a time and a place for that. Let's do something different today. Let's break the monotony of the training camp. Yeah. But, you know, for the most part, we're not reinventing the wheel here. You know?
So, you know, I am a big fan of Coach Cal of Training Labs. You know, he works with several UFC fighters, world champions in wrestling, Olympic champions. Now, I do believe Hamzat was overtrained though, and then I think his weight cut, his diet was off. It looks. I thought Coach Cal. I mean, you know, performance is hard to nail. Nobody nails performance all the time. Even AOJ, you think everybody be performing greatly at AOJ. Some of them guys be losing, and then they get ignored over there. They don't get no post no more. Someone says, I'm not the only one. This motherfucker ain't listening. People don't listen, bro. People don't have reading comprehension. Give me 1 second. Something I'm learning. Maybe I'm just getting older. I'm just being patient. You know, people don't understand me. I just, you know, that's on me. I just gotta get used to not being understood. That's just life. What was I saying, Coach Cal? Someone says, I'm not the only one with these opinions. I've talked to 10 plus high level coaches, very smart coaches, smarter than myself, to check if I was just being a hater. Not one coach has looked at this coach and said he does great work. I guess we're all just a bunch of haters. Now, Coach Cal is I think he's a high school teacher or something. But he used to do like Ironmans or something. I guess we're all just a bunch of haters that don't know anything. When Hamzat was winning, everyone was praising Coach Cal. Now, that's Cup Swanson. I believe that's Cup Swanson. He's been talking about this guy for a minute now. He's been talking about Coach Cal for at least a year. Someone said he's been on here. He's been on there for 2 fights, LOL. And the first fight, he was there less than 5 weeks. Someone says, what about Arman? He's been there since his winning streak. That's why Hamzat was there. What about Arman? Aaron Pico that went to training labs way before Arman and Hamzat stepped foot in that gym. Same for all the other high school and college athletes. Storaci was over there too. Now Storaci ain't done anything. Storaci, what has Storaci done in the last couple years? Last year or two. Says fighters can win and still could improve their performance. Hamzat and Arman are masters in their craft, so that's why they win. Maybe if their strength and conditioning was better, they could perform even better. But if they worked so much cardio, why did Hamzat gas out in the second round? They might have been winning up until now. But the cracks are starting to show. Of course, I'm not them. I'm just telling my perspective and what I see as a fan. Also, how old are you? I wasn't even rude to you, and you started calling me a fanboy. Someone says, I think the first camp was great for Chimaev because his cardio was amazing and his weight cut was really good. When he fought the perfect fight against DDP, I think Coach Cal tried doing a new workout plan that didn't work for Chimaev. He came last stage of camp there, but this one he stayed. So if you don't know, Hamzat trains with Mr. Alan Finfu, a Brazilian trains him. Let's see if we can find it. Shout out to Finfu. Let's see if we can find. This a couple years ago. Jackson Souza. Shout out to Jackson Souza. Oh my God, that's a throwback right there. Shout out to. Now you don't hear nothing about Jackson Souza. He got in trouble. I don't know. Were we live streaming when? I don't think I was live streaming when he got in trouble. But let me play this real fast.
Grappling.
So that's Finfu training with Hamzat. Must be in Sweden. Jackson Souza. Oh, it is Stockholm, yeah. That's All-Star. So that's who prepared Hamzat before he went to Coach Cal. I don't think you're supposed to do your whole training camp at Coach Cal with Coach Cal. You know, you do your training, get your cardio up at Coach Cal's for a little bit, go back to to where you were before, finish up the last little bit of the details yourself. We got the Asian Jiu-Jitsu Championship. That's always about June, July-ish, right after World. So I only did it one time. Didn't go too well, but maybe next year or two I can get out there. You guys know Japan don't really want you guys over there. They told me they don't want no foreigners over there. Japan, they don't want no foreigners over in Japan. And you guys think I'm joking? They really don't want foreigners. They kind of got their MAGA over there. The thing is, you guys didn't know about this. But because they got, they speak in Japanese, but now you can translate what they say on Twitter and stuff. I'm trying to find a recent one.
Especially with these fucking go-karts that are going around everywhere. Stop with the go-karts. Stop it.
If you come to Japan, think of Japan not as a theme park. Like, think of it as, act like you would be in a museum or a library.
And a lot of other people coming over here from different countries, we are setting an example for the people of our country.
I kind of like it when there's less people. It's a little bit more peaceful.
Otsukare, I'm Kaja, Kyoto. Today, I'm going to interview foreigners who actually live
Sarah said
in
she's
Japan.
gonna go over there with her
What do
bonnet.
you think about recent foreigner problem in Japan? Not only overcrowded situation in Kyoto, but also there are some foreigners who act rude or behave without respect, which annoys Japanese people. So today, I'm going to interview foreigners who actually live and experience, get to know Japan and Japanese people about that recent atmosphere of Japan. So let's find out. I interview a lot of foreigners and Japanese people in Kyoto. So when you come to Kyoto, please hit me up and let me interview you. Aside from YouTube, I have an Instagram and TikTok. So if you're interested in, please check them out.
Okayama. I love Okayama, by the way. But there was a huge group of gaikokujin, like foreigners, and they were super loud. They were laughing and talking very, very loudly on the train. And because I know in Japan, you don't really talk on the train, like especially not loudly and laugh loudly. And also, there was a guy, obviously.
So these are foreigners, of course they're like, I love Japan, blah, blah. Some of the foreigners have only been there for a couple months. I'm trying to find the Japanese people.
Anti-blackness throughout the Asian diaspora is something we don't talk about enough. Mainly in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the East Asians. No matter where you're at on it, but I mean, that is just color as excrement. Another comment, Japanese person's car. They put this in a, detector, and it said this image is likely created by AI, 95% fake. So, okay, just gathering some context here. And even for another example, right? This is a white lady who put her bag on a Japanese person's car. They put this in the comments of this tweet, and they said foreigners are seriously wild. Why isn't this white people?
That AI translating.
I mean, this is the double
that
standard
AI
that I would
translating for you.
continuously pull out,
what the
man.
Japanese be saying.
Golly. The comments are even worse though, right? The skin color of black people is the same color as excrement. Another comment, 1.7 thousand likes. It's always the N-words who cause trouble, They
be saying that in Japanese.
It feels like some filthy black thing is going to stick to that white body. This auto-translation feature is really exposing a lot of people. Didn't know Japanese folks were this racist, damn. I mean, it's not surprising. With the way that the dominant society is set up, colorism thrives, the lighter, the better.
The population of black people entirely is 0.08. Basically, the average Japanese person is not coming across black people. So we got a tweet here, and it was something about anime, and you know, I'm not really a big fan of anime. It's nothing to do with race, but I just never got into it. It says, if I had a nickel for every time there's a dark-skinned character in anime that's obviously racially ambiguous, and the author doesn't give a F about explaining it, and people fight over whether they're Indian or black, I would have 2 nickels. Someone quote retweeted this, and it went mega viral. It has over 94,000 likes, 12 million views, and someone said, shut the hell up. Japanese people do get tan. The female newscaster in the photo is the same person. If you're gonna make a big deal out of something as stupid as skin color, just stay away from Japanese works. To begin with, we didn't make it for
dark-skinned Koreans, dark-skinned Japanese.
So much love to the black comic book writers.
I've never seen a dark-skinned Chinese person.
The black film directors. Like, let's create our own shit. Let's, you know, if you.
Yeah, some of my East Asian friends get pretty dark. You know, I went to Japan. I could tell they didn't want us over there. So what they've been doing is changing their policies, you know. I'm trying to find a good video.
Today, I want to talk about Japan's new system for foreign workers starting soon. A lot of foreign influencers are saying, oh, Japan won't accept immigrants now because Prime Minister Takaichi is conservative. Japan is racist, but that's not true. They just don't understand Japanese, so they are confused. When Prime Minister Takaichi says she will be strict, she's talking about illegal immigrants, people not paying social insurance, and rules about foreigners buying land. Her plan is about a well-ordered society with foreigners. Some people even call it Mission Impossible. Also, don't forget, Takaichi is in the Liberal Democratic Party, which is very close to big businesses. Japan will continue accepting cheap workers from Asia. She also plans to start the Ikseishuro system from 2027, which is a new system for foreign workers. So Japan will have more workers from Asia soon. Well, cheap Asian workers. Before we go further, one thing, this is not
Japan got a future.
I said this in a previous video too. The UN defines immigrants as people moving to another country to live there for more than a year. But Japan doesn't have a legal definition of immigrants, so this is not immigration policy, just a gaijin policy. Hey guys, it's Meshida.
Alright, so they don't really want you over there. Imagine they just complain about they really don't want you over there. They really don't want you over there. It kind of reminds me, American businesses, American businesses don't actually like you or care about you, your health, your safety, but they want your money. They feel entitled to your money. The Japanese don't really want you over there. They don't really want foreigners over there. They don't want you moving over there. They really don't want you vacationing over there, to be honest. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Of course, Gustavo Batista's doing the ADCC. We got A-Rod. What's up? You know her voice is deep. She has a female-only training center, so we might have to send some of our ladies, the ladies of the live stream over there, that can go train and drill and stuff like that without any creeps around them. That's good. Shout out to the ladies. All right, look at that. All right, safe space. What is this?
Photographers have a new.
I don't want to read that. Gracie Baja.
That's why I think the popularity of jiu-jitsu.
I don't want to look at that. Let's listen to Mikey. I know you guys love Mikey.
I've been around a lot of instructors, a lot of people in jiu-jitsu that literally have told people to quit school, telling kids to stop going to school. If your dream's to be a black belt world champion, you have to sacrifice and give everything. When I won black belt worlds, I was full-time in college also. And a lot of the people I've noticed that quit school, they just play video games when they're not training. So we're just studying and they can do it.
I was doing 17 units this semester. At least for my worlds camp, I was in school for I think a month and a half. I would go to training in the morning, lift right after. I'd go home for like 10 minutes, eat and shower really quick. Then I'd book it straight straight to school. I have like an hour, hour and a half right after that, and then I go to training at night also.
You literally won black belt worlds a second time, full time in college, while doing this crazy workload. I've been around a lot of instructors, a lot of people in jiu-jitsu that literally have told people to quit school, telling kids to stop going to school. If your dream's to be a black belt world champion, you have to sacrifice and give everything. When I won black belt worlds, I was full-time in college also. And a lot of the people I've noticed that quit school, they just play video games when they're not training. So we're just studying and like they can do it.
I was doing 17 units this semester. At least for my worlds camp, I was in school for I think a month and a half. I would go to training in the morning, lift right after. I'd go home for like 10 minutes, eat and shower really quick. Then I'd book it straight to school. I have like an hour, hour and a half right after that, and then I go to training at night also.
You literally won black belt worlds a second time, full time in college, while doing this crazy workload. I've been around a lot of.
Mikey ain't got no microphone. He got all that UFC money. He ain't got no microphone. Now listen, I ain't got no money, but listen, I got a microphone. The microphone's good. Sennheiser. That's a good. I put some money in the microphone now. You guys know the audio. Well, this microphone's pretty expensive though, but I will put some money in the audio for sure. You guys know I'm gonna have the audio kind of rocking for you. And Mikey got more money than me. Where's my ecological people?
You will fall to your reps. You know what? Here's the truth that nobody
Sarah,
will talk to you about. Repetition must exist in your training or forget about it. You're not going to get better. One hard workout won't change your game. One hard motivated day won't change your game. One viral drill won't change your game. The game changes through repeated successful reps again and again and again. That's the part that most players hate. And again, you love Kobe, but Kobe would do the exact same move for 20, 25 minutes, 40 or 50 times in a row. That's why he was surgical on the court. I've been in the gym with players that are asked to do 10 reps. And by rep 4, they're doing their own thing. See, because repetition is boring. Repetition is lonely, and repetition exposes inconsistency. But repetition is where confidence actually comes from. Not motivation, not speeches, not highlights,
not ecological,
but reps. You know why some players panic in games? Because their body doesn't trust their skill. And their body doesn't trust their skill because they haven't repeated it enough. That move isn't natural yet. That shot isn't natural yet. That read isn't natural yet. They haven't built it deeply enough. But let me tell you something else. Okay. Repetition requires a competitive edge that most young players don't have. That competitive edge where you push yourself, where rep 11 has to be better than rep 9, where rep 24 is your best rep of the day, where fatigue doesn't lower your standard, but challenges it. See, without that competitive drive, you can train repetitions all day long, and it's going to be empty movement, just empty sweat and empty workouts, because not all reps build skill, and some reps just build comfort. See, elite players compete against themselves in training. That's why their workouts translate. That's why pressure doesn't break them. They already demanded more of themselves than the game ever will. See, everybody wants freedom in games, but nobody wants the repetition to earn it. And under pressure, let me tell you this. If you don't remember anything I've ever said, definitely remember this. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to your repetition. Tag a player who competes with themselves in workouts and drop reps if your best rep is always your next rep. And continue to tell us where you're grinding in this world. You know how much we love knowing where you're receiving our message. And as always, please make sure to like, share, and follow.
God, dog. Now, Sarah's going to dispute this. She's not going to listen. But just remember, she said we start our creativity. I don't want to hear that from a white belt. Sarah, Mush said you don't get a voice, Sarah. I might have to agree. Creativity? White belts do have creativity. That is true. Now, the stuff they be doing is some bullshit. That's some bullshit white belts be doing. I think you got to earn your creativity. You need to earn your creativity. Creativity comes at the end of struggle. Creativity comes at the end of struggle. You're not going to be creative until you got a solid foundation. Think about your artist, your greatest artist. They were all most are classically trained. There might be an outlier or two. Most of them are classically trained. They can do all the perspectives and all that stuff. And then once you got your basics, you can fly off. Now, if you ain't got no basics, how are you gonna do anything? How are you gonna replicate that with no basics? So we not listening to Sarah. She ain't got no color on her belt, so we don't have to listen to her. Whenever she talks about ecological, you don't have to just block that out. It's nonsense. Who does ecological that won? We are inventing new jiu-jitsu. Sarah, I might need to block you for sure. Why you think you need to invent new jiu-jitsu? Honestly, all the stuff, everything you think we invent in jiu-jitsu, it was around. It was been around this whole time. They pull up the old judo video, the old judo books. The judo books got everything in there. I think I saw Tariko Plata in the judo books. Every move we think we invented, single leg X, Ashigarami, it's in that old judo book. Buggy choke, they got every move. Every move been found out already. Hill hooks, everything. Crab ride, everything. She says she trolling. Sarcasm and trolling don't go too well in text form, Sarah. There's context. In text, when you're texting, in writing in text, context is very hard to catch. Like speech and body movement. Nonverbal. The only move that was invented by a white belt was the buggy choke. And that's some bullshit too. Now put yourself, nobody was stupid enough to put themselves in that bad of a position. Nobody in the history of grappling was stupid enough to put themselves in that position, thinking they were gonna. What kind of? All right, let me get on the floor here and get my guard pass and throw this up real quickly. Oh, I've died. Can you imagine being on the battlefield 2, 3, 4,000 years ago? Let me go for this buggy choke. You get stabbed with a spear. You know what? The only move a white belt created was a buggy choke that I know of. They going after my man Jamie Foxx over here.
This message.
They going in on him. Those his baby mamas. Wow. He kind of got a type over here. So, man, Jamie Foxx, you couldn't do better than that. He was with what's the girl that was with Tom Cruise, Katie something. Katie Holmes. She was not bad looking. That was a good looking, not melanated lady, respectfully.
For Eric Marlon Bishop, aka Jamie Foxx, report to the screen. Cause what is this? You really went plain white bread. You didn't even go potato bread. You went plain white bread on us? This nigga went 0 for 3. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bit. I thought this nigga was gonna have a fancy on his side. This nigga got Kevin Love, Scottie Pippen, and Colin Knepp. Fuck is wrong with you, Jamie? I get it. You don't want your kids to come out looking like Wanda Sykes. But at the same time, what are you doing? You niggas be doing anything. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean with this is the definition of anything. You're Jamie Foxx and you got a 0 for 3 lineup. That's why, for me, blame it on the I could say you blamed it on the alcohol. Cause what is this? Son bugged out. This message is for Eric Marlon Bishop, aka Jamie Foxx. Report to the screen. Cause what is this? You really went plain white bread.
Man. Citron, he said the first, second, third wives. Yes, sir. This one right here, she just looks kind of not plain, but when she wears her makeup, Indio Solari, you did mention that. So just so you guys know, normally in live streams, you're supposed to donate when you want people to do something. But I'll make an exception right now because I do like Lucas. He had a good comment the other day. But normally, if you want someone to do something, you have to give them something, right? That's how a normal live stream works. I know you guys aren't used to that. Especially me. I don't like being told what to do. So when people on the internet tell me what to do, you did 2 hour 20 minutes. Thank you. You know, LO Snap is working out hard. We're gonna look at it real fast. But just moving forward, if you guys have any suggestions or anything, you do need to donate some money or something. Do something. Otherwise, I'm not really inclined to do it. Really, I'm sorry. So this was. Is this the right one? El Pogo Más Grande del Mundo. Oh yeah, June 5th. Let's see. We can't post any music though for sure. Let me see if we can catch a video. Oh, here we go. I hear no audio. Yeah, LO Snap does donate. That is true. LO Snap, my biggest donator. My biggest donor over here. That's not the video. It says rock legend Indio Solari. No? That's not him?
The Indio made me very happy, and like when I had nothing, no happiness, and he made me very happy.
That's his fans.
Yo te quiero, yo te
Let me look at the fans.
Por
I want to
sus
see the fans.
letras, sus canciones, la verdad es que dicen,
I can't
dicen
play his
mucho
music.
y te hace sentir representado en muchos aspectos de la vida y te atraviesa totalmente.
Porque el indio significó una gran parte de mi infancia, de mi vida. Crecí con él, crecí con mis amigos.
Let me. So you asking for a lot right now. Let me do what I'm gonna do. I'm looking at it, but let me do it the way I want to do it now.
No, muy duro.
So that's the monument right there. They got to see his. Okay, that is sad. He was huge. Let me see what Lucas put in here. Man, Lucas, you pretty demanding, bro. Here's what I like to ask people. Do you think Hoffa Mendes, if you put a demand on Hoffa Mendes, you think he would do it? I don't think so. Hoffa Mendes wouldn't talk to none of you people. He wouldn't talk to me too, so that's not that big of an issue either. All right, I'm making an exception for you today because you did post a good comment the other day. Yeah, you did post a good comment the other day, so I feel like I'll do it. And you know, you did change we were covering some other stuff, but I'm gonna make an exception for you just this one time. Which video is it? I typed it in. Indio Solari El Pogo Más Grande del Mundo. 10 kilometers of people. Or 10,000. 10K people. El Indio means the Indian? Oh no. He's Indian? I don't see the video, bro. Let me put it in here. Is this the video? The clip? Let's see. Thank you, brother. You guys done guilt. The first one on YouTube. Thank you, LO Snap. See, LO Snap does break some bread. Let me go back to YouTube. This one? I just told you I can't play no music. How many times I gotta tell you I can't play no music? I just told you I can't play music, bro. Just the image. Shout out to LL Snap, because otherwise I wouldn't do anything. I got Lucas telling me everything to do. All right, that's all I got for you, Lucas. I'm sorry. That's all I can do for you. If you want any more than that, I can't do nothing for you. He said, find the video, mute it. Let me just watch the video now. Yeah, it is amazing. I just realized El Indio means the Indian. The Indian. Shout out to him, man. That's 2008. How old was he? 60s or 70s somewhere? You know rock people don't live too long. Whoa. Okay, that's pretty cool. RIP till El Indio. He fought for human rights? Oh, wow. Okay, shout out to him. We need more artists like that. You know, we need less of the crazy artists and more of the world-changing artists. That is a lot of people. LL Snap donated just so he can say that. He donated that. You know what? That's part of being a rock star, though. If you're going to be a rock star, you might as well do all of it. Man. Life is crazy, man. He had a nice life, though. Most people are not going to have an impact on nobody like that. No problem, man. I'm trying to be more patient. If you guys are here last year, I used to crash out. But it wasn't healthy, you know. Trying to crash out, dealing with Josiah and all these other crazy people. You can't be crazy. You can't be crazy with people. Most of them won't succeed. That's true. The way they living, they not gonna. You know, they don't sleep. Too many drugs. What else they be doing? You know, too many drugs, too many women. That's a dangerous lifestyle. But they signed up for that. Let me play a little bit. I'm trying to get around that copyright. Uh-oh, my bad. See, that's why it's everything we ran through. You need patience for ecological because it don't work. That's a ton of people. So we talk about fame. That's real fame. Jiu-Jitsu, Hoffa Mendez ain't famous. You can't get enough. You can't get that many jiu-jitsu people in one place. ADCC wish they could get that many people. ADCC would be happy to have a percentage, a small percentage of those people. That's real fame right there, man. We don't know nothing about that. That's yeah. Look at that. People jumping up and dancing. I ain't never seen that before for jiu-jitsu. The only time I seen people jumping up like that is when BJJ steroids was was out and about. Remember that? I ain't never seen Galval move that fast and Atos move that fast. Who did that? Who did that? Daddy Chopper feet up in the air. Daddy Chopper missed the video where the judo people were posting off their head. Yeah, I was there. I remember what the heck was going on. You see Galval and some of them guys trying to take people's phones. You got your phone. They trying to take your phone. Give your phone. LL Snap. We think LL Snap is joking, but you know they've had a couple cults in Texas. The cult of the bonnet. The days with Murillo. He's still allowed at the tournaments, just not ADCC. I did that. You know, I did that video on Murillo. Mr. Junie was not happy about that video. Oh, my cell phone's about to die. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, give me 1 second. We watched that recently, CP. RP El Indio. We watched that recently, CP, with Mr. Halp Gracie. We watched that. Remember, we did an episode where we were looking for people fighting in different grappling sports. So jiu-jitsu, we could find people fighting and brawling. Wrestling, we could find people brawling. Now, judo, we could not find a video of judo people fighting. Judo is a real martial art. Elo Snap says, Danny Platt passed the offering plate. Elo Snap going to collect your 401k, your PTO. What's the health one? HSF. He taking all your funds. Sensei Kano. Now CP, tell Sarah that judo, every move in jiu-jitsu is in judo. They already discovered every move. Every move in jiu-jitsu is in judo. You could probably find a buggy choke in there too. Buggy choke. There's an old manuscript from back in the day of someone doing a buggy choke. This is a good video too.
He lost to Mikey Musumeci going for this choke, and now he just won the world's final with the exact same one. So back in 2020, Saif Humin was in Mikey's guard, and he went for a one-handed collar choke. But then the refs penalized him for stalling. The final score was 0-0, so he lost because of those penalties alone. And this wasn't the only time he tried this move before. By the rules, you could argue that's fair. The IBJJF says if you're on top in someone's close guard and you're not working to pass, that counts as stalling, even if you're going for a submission. The rules just don't really see a choke from close guard as making progress. So fast forward to the Worlds a couple weeks ago, the same position, the same choke, except this time he finishes it, which made him a two-time ultra heavyweight world champion, and then he laid his belt on the mat, signifying that he's retiring, finishing on top with the exact choke that he used previously that got him penalized. Now, honestly, finishing someone from inside their closed guard is so rare, I don't think they need to change the rules. But here's the real takeaway. When you're this much bigger than everyone and you actually know what you're doing, a lot of the rules to jiu-jitsu just don't really apply. But what do you think? Should going for a submission from closed guard count as stalling? And if you want to work on your own game, Jiu-Jitsu's got a free 7-day trial. We've got...
He got a course to sell. Who was the big guy who used to train with Casey? What big guy? Oh, Cole. Colt? He had black hair? That was a strong man. He was doing kettlebells back in the day. Cole. Yeah, Cole. I think he's still around somewhere. That was a strong man. God, dog. He would always get Ezekiel in the guard. He would get you with that, CP? Oh, CP, he did you dirty like that, CP? You gave him the kettlebell? Oh, CP, why'd you do that? CP, why did you do that, CP? CP, look, you know how many people suffered because of you, CP? Because he was strong. He had that wild strength. The strength that don't make no sense. You're like, why is he able to do? He just knocked me over. CP, you got some explaining to do. Why did you do that? Yeah, his name was Ko. It made him iron sharpens iron. But listen. If you make a weapon that can surpass you, you messed up. That's CP. What's the guy? What was that movie that came out during Barbie about the atomic bomb? That's CP. He over there making the atomic bomb. I have become death incarnate. CP, you done made the atomic bomb. CP, you probably could have skipped that. What's the guy's name that made the atomic? I know it was a team effort, but the main guy. Yeah, sometimes you make a weapon. What if I created Oppenheimer? Yeah, that was CP right there. Oppenheimer. CP, you created something you can't take. Sometimes you create something you can't take back and destroys the world. And that was CP. CP did that. Destroyed all of us. L. Snap said, look what Tony did to me. He created. Oh, is that where he? Oh, wow. See? He's somewhere. I can't keep touch with everybody, bro. You asking me about people that have been around for 20 plus years, 20, 25, 30 years. Some of these people I ain't seen. I saw one of the homies, Damien. I ain't seen Damien in at least 10 years. Almost 10 years. He been training. He was a purple belt when I was started training. Co is around somewhere. He did reach out to me a while ago. He is around. Talking about Big Saif, here's Mikey. That's CP's favorite person. He says, with me, his wasn't under my neck, just on my jaw, covering my mouth. Now, it looked like it was under his neck. It looked like it was under his neck in that part of the video we just saw, didn't it? Now, Mikey, I'm gonna go back to the video and see if it was under your neck. Mikey says, yes, I see it like in IBJF. When you cover someone's nose and mouth, you get a penalty for this. That's what he did to me, basically. I think that's why he got the penalty on me. It was 0 under my neck. Definitely not comfortable. Now, let's go back to the
50
video.
plus courses. And
who is that guy to be selling the course? I don't know who. People be selling the course, ecological course. So he said it wasn't under his neck. But Mikey, listen. When you put your chin down, and they choke you right there, that's kind of on you. Ain't that your fault? He does. Ain't that? Let me zoom in for y'all. Ain't that your fault when you put your chin down? And he's going for the choke. You put your chin down, and you still get choked. Now, you know when someone catch you in the bow and arrow choke, and you put your chin down, but the gi's over your chin. That's on you. That's your fault. Mikey got an excuse for everything. Also, his hands are so big. His hands that big, it's gonna be a little bit over too. That's on your jaw, bro. That was on Mikey's jaw, bro. That was on his jaw. Mikey got an excuse for everything. That's CP's homie though. So we've been watching. There's been a little bit of I try not to get too political over here, but we'll just cover a little bit, just for a little bit. Yeah, you should do it. You can make a killing. It says jury finds Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder and fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf in Texas track meet. So I haven't watched the video. I'm not really following this too much. I'm just kind of showing it to you a little bit. Just showing you a little bit. We also had another one too. I don't know if we can find that one. CP, how did you feel about this, CP? Where's CP at? The kid that was killed, he knew jiu-jitsu and was bullying? Oh. I haven't looked too deeply into the story. That's why I think I need to become a lawyer. But it is sad. I don't want to see anybody die, for sure. LO Snap's informing me. I'm not informed too much in this story. I just kind of, surface level information. CP, how do you feel about this, CP? I meant to ask you about it earlier.
Not our strength.
No, this.
Unity is our strength. The call is send us. Not send he, not send she, not send they, them.
That's not applause.
It's send us.
General, I think he was thinking of you there. You were one of those generals on TV saying diversity is our strength.
And I will say it again right now. Diversity is our strength. And as you were talking, Ben, I don't know if you noticed, I leaned over to my box that I talked about this weekend on Memorial Day. Staff Sergeant Du Tran, who was Vietnamese, first generation, killed in action, 2007. Staff Sergeant Kalita Davis, a mother, a medic, African-American, who had 3 children at home, was killed in action as a staff sergeant when she took the place of a specialist who was sick and couldn't go out on patrol. Private E2, Jonathan Falanico, a Samoan, the son of a sergeant major in his same unit, was killed in action 3 weeks after he came from basic training and became a part of our force. And his father, the sergeant major, had to take him home, his body home to his mother in Germany. Captain Tori Mallard, West Point graduate, African-American. These are all diverse individuals. And if you read the Army manual on leadership that's been around, since 1787, it will talk about how character is built from an individual's background, values, visions, and how they grew up. That's the challenge of real leadership. They don't just come together. You have to understand who they are and how they contribute to a bigger team. That's what leadership is all about. And I'm sorry for getting emotional, but that comment about diversity is not our strength is just bullshit.
Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength.
We're going back to Jim Crow. Shout out to CP. You know, we do love our West Point over here. Was there something else? Oh, this is a good story too. Did CP send this to me?
In May.
Oh, CP did not send this to me. Some of you guys not gonna like who posts this, but let's watch it anyway. CP says diversity and unity aren't mutually exclusive. That's true. You can have unity and no diversity. Where's the Venn diagram at, CP?
1999. There was an American guy who got featured in Gracie magazine. The first non-Brazilian to defeat a Brazilian black belt in Brazil.
See, at least Sarah did her job right there. Thank you, Sarah. Let me play it again. Sarah, I'm not sure why I messed up right there. Let's see. Reset. All right. Let me play one more time.
In May 1999. There was an American guy.
That's before the Brazilian Nationals.
Featured in Gracie
IBJF.
magazine. The first non-Brazilian to defeat a Brazilian black belt in Brazil.
CP went back. CP's right. The Japanese did do it. Okay, Kaburo. CP's right.
I'm not talking about.
So judo did it before.
Gringo
Judo did it first.
Grossa. He said name Alberto Crane. Yes, my Brazilian brothers. 30 years old. 27 years ago in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Dang, he 57 years old? God, dog.
His name was Mario Isfija. He's from Alliance. Very, very nice guy. And that's the legend Shaolin. But I was featured in Gracie magazine. Loved it. So when I'm talking about things that I'm marketing, people hated my marketing.
I forgot about Matt Larson. What's his rank now?
Need to do jiu-jitsu.
You ever see his Facebook
I thought I was
post?
selling belts at first. Didn't know what I was doing. But the marketing took over everything. The first non-Brazilian to defeat a Brazilian.
He's a civilian
in
now?
Brazil.
Do you see his Facebook post?
The first American Masters black belt world champion. The first American to take another American from white belt to black belt. First American to do this, first American to do that. Black belt in 3.5
forgot Lloyd
years,
Irvin do like to
blue
market
belt
himself.
in 30 days. In 1997, I said we're going to be the first American team to have a homegrown black belt
He said that,
world
CP?
champion.
He said that, CP?
More to come.
I can't believe I can't believe he said that. Wow. Hey, you know what? I would be in rooms with these people. I'll be up there training with some of these people. They said 2020, if you weren't around in 2020, you don't know what's up, man. If you weren't around in 2020, some people weren't really training, or if you weren't around in 2020 in the jiu-jitsu scene, you don't know what's really up. I can't take your opinion seriously. If you started jiu-jitsu after 2020, you don't really get an opinion on this live stream. You don't know nothing about jiu-jitsu. 2020 showed out in 2020. CP, me and CP used to do, we used to do little podcasts and stuff. They trying to come back, LL Snap. They didn't go nowhere. They've been there, the same place. I'm gonna take you guys. Listen, I'm gonna take you guys to Stone Mountain, Georgia. I'm gonna show you the KKK. I'm gonna show you the Confederacy. I'm gonna show you the Stars and Stripes. I'm gonna show you his real. Yeah, they still can't spell Jock right. Some of them Brazilian. Hey, listen. You know some of the Confederates, they went down to Brazil in South America. So don't worry. I'm gonna show you the real.
Well, the black
I don't know if I want to. Should I play this? Nah, I'll play it.
belt, white belt distinction had been made in Japanese judo. The breaking of the system into smaller achievement levels represented by color belt ranks was done specifically for Western students. Why was this seen as more useful in the West than in Asia? Less intrinsic interest in practicing the martial arts, perhaps? Or less of a culture of patience in the West than what you had in Asia? For whatever reason, it worked, and the system caught on. From there, the belt system influenced almost every other form of martial arts. Even martial arts that didn't formally have a belt system, such as the various Chinese styles, adopted color belt systems as they developed, in particular in the West, leading to systems that you see today, for example, of color sash systems that we find in various forms of Kung Fu. While the black belt, white belt distinction had been made in
I believe Kano, didn't Kano invent the belt system too? What can I post without upsetting everybody? Let me see. We got political over here today. I could always make it worse too. He didn't say much. Who didn't say much about it? Oh, that guy? Yeah, well. It gives me a little bit of a break. It says Columbia, which I believe is in NYC. Isn't that Danaher's alma mater? Columbia adds women's wrestling. That is where the New York regional training center is, right? The wrestling training center. NYRWRTC, isn't that where that is? Kano invented the main belt system, and if I remember correctly, one of his students who was teaching in France developed the colors. Okay. See, judo did everything already. They did everything in judo. Somebody asked, who owns RAF? Well, it was owned by RIP to Hulk Hogan. You know, Hulk Hogan had some stuff to say about melanated people. Can we find that? Your discretion advised. Let me play a little bit of this.
I've been trying to help her. I've done everything. Fucking with him day and night on the radio like a jackass, and he's working with me to make it work. He goes that you really shouldn't call every day and do the shit I do. The Southeast driver, this billionaire guy, he's like basically did more for her a year than anybody's done. Okay, he had one song after 10 months, the shit went back up and back and back still and momentum, but I try to be the realist, and this is your option. You got a better option. Said you can get signed with fucking. He's gonna put some $500 million behind you. Go right now. There's nothing else. We're doing the best we can. So it gets to the point where I really broke was fucking the black guy's son. Where they've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on the tour. They were getting close. I moved more. I'm giving a fuck. Okay. I'm not a double standard type guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking weird. But then when it comes to nice people, you know, I mean, I'm cool.
We all are that way.
Yeah, but when it comes to nice people, you can't say. I don't give a fuck. She's already. I don't care. Fucking hate football. Fucking gonna go a basketball player to have it. If we're gonna fuck with vendors, let's get a rich one. The kid is a multi-billionaire. But the thing is, now they start doing these nasty emails, so someone will arrive at a relationship, and so now don't ever want to talk to anybody. No.
Damn. Some of your jiu-jitsu, some of the people you be drilling with in jiu-jitsu, that's what they say about you guys. Some of you, wait. He said he was sorry, though. Wait a second.
No matter what you think
Let me
about
play
Hulk
this part,
Hogan,
though.
controversial athlete and actor, headline-making reality TV
He
star,
said, at least let me get a rich.
was a game.
That was actually some good advice. At least get a rich person. I couldn't hear some of the stuff he was saying, but I heard the main stuff he was saying though. Some of your friends, some of the white belts at jiu-jitsu be saying that word. Some of the white belts I train with, they be saying that word. They're not going to use it around me, but they're going to use it when I'm not around. That's true. I can't stop people from saying that. I can't stop people from doing what they want to do. I'm being honest. I'm not saying Sarah. I'm saying other white belts say that. Sarah might be saying that about me.
Changer in the world of professional wrestling. But tonight, in the midst of a racial slur scandal, he's fighting to repair his legacy, opening up exclusively to ABC's Amy Robach about the fallout and the path to forgiveness.
Hulk Hogan's here! Hulk Hogan is in the building!
With his signature leg drop, horseshoe mustache, and unrivaled strength, 12-time world champion Hulk Hogan single-handedly transformed wrestling into a global phenomenon. Today, he's fighting outside of the ring to maintain his legacy.
Could we stop for a second?
Terry Bollea, the man behind the once indestructible Hulkster,
let me put my crying eye drops in so I can get this done.
This one hit me probably the hardest, and that's a heck of a thing to say, because I've been through a lot of crazy stuff.
Including an admission of steroid use and his son's legal issues.
Dang.
But last month, a new controversy which threatens to erase his legacy. The National Enquirer
He's not
reports
that old.
Hogan used
Remember when he
slurs
pulled his
in
shirt
audio
off at the
secretly
Trump
recorded.
rally?
I was
I'm gonna play
at
that
the
too.
lowest point of my life. My personal life was destroyed. I was very mad at my daughter. I was upset over a situation that happened between her and her boyfriend, and I had no idea I was being taped. I was to the point where I wanted to kill myself. You
guys caught me
in my bathroom by myself when My ex-wife was gone and the kids were gone, and I was completely broken and destroyed. And I said, what's the easiest way out of this? I mean, I was lost.
You were suicidal.
Yes, I was.
Father's Day card for Brooke?
A stark contrast from the Hulk, whose upbeat and tight-knit family was portrayed over 4 seasons of the reality show.
I forgot they had a
Hogan Knows
reality
Best,
TV show.
where he was overprotective of his only daughter, Brooke.
I mean, I'm almost 18 and I haven't even had a boyfriend yet.
Well, that's good. That's what I wanted.
But according to the National Enquirer, he refers to his daughter's then-boyfriend using the N-word.
Do you have any personal
Who was the
preference
billionaire? Was that P.
ethnically your
Diddy's
daughter
son?
dates?
No, I don't. Actually, the guy my daughter was dating, I liked him a lot. I've known him for quite a while. And I was very mad at a personal situation.
Some of you guys in those
No, I'm not.
interracial relationships, they be saying that about you guys.
It was wrong. I'm embarrassed by it. But a lot of people need to realize that you inherit things from your environment.
I blame my parents. You can't blame your parents. Your parents been gone for a long time. Don't blame them.
Really rough neighborhood, very low income, and all my friends, we greeted each other saying that word. We teased each other with that word. The word was just thrown around like it was nothing.
That's not the way he used it.
That
That was not the right word.
A racial bias.
I would say that is very fair, but you can break the cycle. And that's what everybody needs to know. You can break the cycle.
Now, he didn't break the cycle till he got in trouble, though.
Become who you're meant to be instead of who you're supposed to be.
Following these allegations, the WWE.
Some of your let me find Hulk Hogan at the Trump rally. He said everybody's sorry when they get caught. Now, they didn't have Chat GPT back then. They could have put out a nice Chat GPT. Yeah, for sure. Who uses that word the way he was saying it? Nobody. I ain't never heard nobody. The way he is saying it is the way racist people say it. He said it. He said it the right way. He meant it. He said it the way he meant it. And he said he liked that person. Dang, I don't want to be around if he didn't like. Yeah, he used the old 1960s version. Yeah, he meant that. That was a civil rights. He said the civil rights version. Now we're getting rid of the Civil Rights Act, so they're going to go back to using that word. Else that, God dang. I can't imagine what they say in Spanish. Let's see. Let me play this. I did like this part though.
When I look out and I see all the real Americans, I think about...
Whoa. He doesn't mean by immigrants. You guys aren't real American. He said immigrants. You guys aren't American. Let me go back, though.
When I look out and I see all the real Americans, I think about how Donald Trump, his family was compromised. When I look out there and I see Donald Trump, I think about how his business was compromised. But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
You knew his blood pressure. Now he didn't survive too long. He would have loved UFC 250. He would have loved that. Now I do want to say we do appreciate Raph, Real American Freestyle. He put money. Now we're going back. This is why we went to that point. Who owns and facilitates Raph? Well, it was Izzy Martinez and some other people and some other investors and mostly Hulk Hogan. I'm aware that Izzy was the front runner in creating Raph. However, I was listening to Flow Radio and Askren was speaking as if he helps build the Raph cards. Ben Askren, crazy. You wonder if Nicki Minaj, I don't know. I think she's kind of, I don't know where I don't really care about Nicki Minaj. Screw her. She got her relationships and stuff are pretty bad too. He said, "Who said BL is somebody me and CP know?" So we had to train with people that that really don't like us. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest, they didn't like you. CP still training with people that don't like him over there in Switzerland, probably Brazil too. Some people be looking at CP. CP stay in trouble though. Someone said, anybody able to give more insight to the people behind the scenes of RAF? Someone says it was founded by Chad Bronstein, Hulk Hogan, and Terry Davis. The current main three are Izzy Martinez, Chad Bronstein, and Eric Bischoff. Willie and Ben Askren work for RAF and are part of matchmaking. Let's see. I didn't know Ben Askren. How much Ben Askren get paid for that? Can someone explain to me how non-college wrestlers with a losing high school record made the cut? They're talking about Muggsy. RAF is money laundry. That's probably true. I've never seen Real American Beer. She wants a bag and citizenship. Well, it's okay if she gets that, but she's alienating her fan base. So she's gonna lose money, and that's the one thing you need in America is money. Someone said, if you're talking about Muggsy, he's fun AF. And I'm glad he's doing his thing and getting opportunities. Not everyone can be a 4-time Pennsylvania state champion or Olympic qualifier. The sport needs more fun people, and he's one of them. I argue the sport doesn't need more fun people. I argue the sport, I want to see the best wrestlers out there. We don't need more fun. That's like saying IBJJF Worlds needs more fun people. How would it look if you had some a Muggsy at the Black Belt World Championship? Wouldn't that be pretty stupid? Wouldn't that be pretty dumb? I guess you could have them at BJ Stars or Who's Number One or something like that, or Polaris. I guess you could do it with that, but nothing serious. Why? Oh, he owns a gym? Oh, I'm never going there. RAF is to wrestling what Tom McDonald is to music. Who's Tom McDonald? I don't know him. Lucas is a music guy. Almost every other sport has casual or less than competitive tiers of participation, and he's doing an underrated job of promoting that. I look for wrestling for 20 years after high school, and it's just starting to be more accessible in my area. Someone says, I want celebrities to start competing. So many celebs have a wrestling background. Wrestling is a little bit dangerous for most people and would be cool to see wrestling other celebs. Mario Lopez, Mr. T, Tom Cruise, Bill Cosby, Mark Ruffalo. Bill Cosby, 80 years old. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Ray Lewis, Terrence Crawford. They have wrestling backgrounds. Would you imagine seeing Bill Cosby out there coming back to win late in the match as his opponent mysteriously falls asleep? Muggsy is a social media famous person and good for the sport. I argue Muggsy's not good for anything. Sorry, Muggsy. The kids need a better role model than Muggsy. Muggsy is still involved. RAF is letting him make content using their platform. I saw him in the background of RAF 09 because he gets clicks. We're at the point where Muggsy is driving viewership. What the hell is wrong with us? Muggsy lost to a high schooler at a camp he was at. It wasn't even an insane high school student either, like a mid-state placer. He's got taken down multiple times. I'm shocked these RAF guys respect his wrestling. Someone says it's not about results. It's admirable. No, it's not. He's getting better. He did he get better? It don't matter how much better he gets if he's wrestling Armand or Giorgio or someone. He can't ever beat those people. He can't beat none of those people. He beat Clay Guida, but I think they gave that to him. Someone says, I took down a college freshman 125-pounder at Penn State camp before my senior year in high school. I was round of 12 New Jersey State that year, one takedown. His whole team hooted and hollered and busted his chops. He then big brothered me for 10 minutes mercilessly. I do like RAF, but they could go the path of the dark side very easily. It says wrestler who faced Jordan Burroughs competes in ADCC's beginner division. That sounds right. Yeah. That sounds about right. That's like LL Snap going out there. Who was this guy? That was a nice takedown though. Oh. Okay, he shouldn't have been in the beginners division. He should not have been in the beginners division. Who is that? He might be in Masters. Dang, he was tearing people up. 2020? Nah, we still hurt over that, to be honest. Just be honest, CP, we still hurt over that. I know I felt betrayed by a lot of people that I trusted and I, trained with and I knew and I thought were cool. And he thought would have understanding for you. And he got none of that. So it says Jordan Burroughs faced hundreds, if not thousands, of wrestlers in his time. At what level exactly did this guy face? It's college. Yeah, I believe they said college, right? No, I don't know who that was. Anything else I care about? There's some more stuff, but I think
what up, guys? So today we got to
let me play this jujitsu video. It says how a lot of BJJ coaches judge progress of their students.
question from Keel, who's a 40-year-old white belt who's worried about being submitted in front of his coach. Here's the gist of what's going on. He's 40 years old. He's going into the gym, and in order to preserve his body and to be able to train for a long period of time and not get injured and everything else, he's turning down the intensity a bit, which is working. He's able to train without injury. All good. But the issue is that sometimes when he rolls with these young guys, these 20-year-olds, they do not take it so easy. They don't slow down the pace. They go and they keep the intensity up because they're 20 years old. They have a body that you can throw it up against a brick wall and it's fine in 2 seconds. It's not like him where he has to preserve it. And so he's worried that his coach is going to see this sometimes where he's losing as they're getting the better of them, as they turn the intensity up, and he's worried that it's going to look negatively on him. So he says, I'm often worried he pays attention at these moments when I'm being bested and it affects his perception of my progress. Is this something I should or shouldn't be concerned about? So Keel, thank you for the question, brother. And obviously I'm not your coach, so you want to confirm with them to sort of see what they expect of you, how they view your progress and so on. But just from my bearded experience, a lot of us think about things fairly similarly. Some of you guys got some wild coaches out there who are nuts just from the messages I get. But most of the coaches that I experience kind of view things from a similar manner, maybe slightly different. But here's a couple ideas to chew on. First off, every coach in jiu-jitsu who's been around for a long time has been submitted plenty of times. We understand that it's just part of the practice. When you think about what we do in the gym, this is why I always say practice doesn't count. There's a time and place when it matters. If you're competing, it matters. If you're trying to, get ready for a competition and you're doing specific competition training, you can
been wrestling since
your average training sessions where you're just kind of coming in and moving around, and when you're a hobbyist,
35,
casual
37.
grappler, and you're just trying to enjoy yourself, doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. You're practicing, you're playing, you're experimenting.
It probably was
Imagine what it
thousands,
would do
maybe.
to the person, and I've been in gyms like this
Now it's
where
probably
if
hundreds.
every time you lost, you had someone scolding you.
In-
it would be
in
a terrible
competition.
experience. Again, I've
He's
had it
trained
before.
with
It's not fun.
thousands, though.
It limits you big time. It would be like going up to my son who's 3 and he's experimenting and playing, and every time he did something and failed at it, right, with whatever he was doing, whether he's using a utensil or trying to open up something, whatever it is, these little things that we as adults take for granted, and I scolded him, oh, you're doing it wrong. Imagine what that would do for him. He would just not want to do anything. And so again, most gyms, they should have an environment where you can play and experiment, because that's what we're doing. Doesn't count. It's practice. I imagine your coach understands that. Here's another thing to consider. I think a lot of times as coaches, when we're looking at students, we're looking at multiple different angles to get a judge on their progression. A lot of it starts with, where is this person coming from? Where was their baseline? Because for instance, I have guys that come in who literally couldn't complete warm-ups, and then all of a sudden I'll see them burn through warm-ups, and then they can do, 3 or 4 rolls. Not even a whole class of rolls, but they did 3 or 4 rolls without having to stop. And if I see that, I'm coming up to them and giving them a high five. I'm cheerleading them for that little progression because I know where they started. I had a guy this morning that I was rolling with named Cook. And again, this dude, big, heavy, strong guy, just for whatever reason, mentally just has trouble getting in his own way mentally to just roll. He's thinking too much about it. This morning I rolled with him and I could feel the brain turn off and his body's taking over, and he was doing some really good jiu-jitsu movement. And I told him, I was like, dude, you felt great. I was like, that's great. I felt the brain turn off and you were moving. You weren't thinking anymore. Small victories, but again, for the baseline is very important. And so a lot of times there's
that's interesting because I'm basically retired from teaching. But when I'm looking at students, I'm not looking for them to turn their brain off. I'm looking to see them use logical approaches to jiu-jitsu. Not ecological, logical. I'm looking to see them, trying to see what their thought process is. Oh, that made sense. Oh, that was a good try. Oh, okay, they're trying this and that. I want them to use their brain and for things to make sense and then the problem solve. I don't look too highly upon jiu-jitsu. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't. I know you guys glaze all these people. I can't. Sarah, we got to ban you from using ecological. I'm going to put that on the ban list. Sarah, you can't use ecological no more. I'm going to ban that word. I'm serious. I'm going to ban that word from you typing it. But we're looking for people to be able to think and problem solve with jiu-jitsu. You turn your brain off. I don't want you turning your brain off. I want your jiu-jitsu to make sense. And when you turn your brain off, yeah, she is a white belt. I know. She keeps talking about ecological. Sarah, you need to get some color on your belt. No, we're banning that word too. I'm gonna ban it later. Let me write that down. I got my notepad here. I got my notepad. But we want to see you use the technique. Use technique. Most coaches want you to use the technique. You know how many people turn their brain off? And you're like, well, I can't coach this person no more. I'm going to ban it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to. Sorry, Sarah. It's got to be. You're going to have to drill techniques now for now on. Here's the notepad right here. Ban ecological. Yeah, she be fighting black belts. I'm writing that down for real. Ecological and CLA. And the thing is, all these people that do ecological and CLA, they always got something to sell you. But if somebody tell you to drill, I'm not selling you on anything. Go drill and get better. Listen, I'm calling out all the ecological people. Whoever the ecological CLA, let's have a match. I don't care who they are. Let's have the match. And all I'm going to do, all right, Sarah, I'm going to have to ban you for that. Sarah, about to ban you. Don't make me get the hammer. I haven't used the hammer in a while. Don't make me pull out the hammer. Now, you got the fire stick, but I got the hammer. And the hammer is pretty fast. I got Thor's hammer. I got that Thor's hammer. That ain't no regular hammer. What was I saying? I don't even know. I can strip her of her powers. That's what Odin, isn't that what he did to Thor in the first movie? He took his powers away. Danny Chalmers said, not the mod catching the banhammer. I'm going to strip her of her powers. What was I saying? I don't even know. Go drill. Go drill. I'm calling out all the ecological CLA people, and all I'm gonna do is drill. I'm just gonna drill techniques. I'm just gonna drill techniques. Did you see Silver Fox interview? Oh yeah, I need to look at that. We might save that for another day, maybe tomorrow. CP. I'm a little tired. Anything else I missed? There's some other stuff, but I don't really care about it right now. Ooh, I did want to see. Let me watch a little bit of this.
All right.
It's going to get copyright.
In the back, protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now.
That was pretty good, actually. Wow. So, yeah, don't do ecological, y'all. Some of the stuff we'll watch later. We'll watch it later, yeah. I got nothing else I want to do. All right, y'all, that's it for me. We got Mush, LOL Snap, and sometimes CP. No more ecological. All right, y'all. That's it, man. We'll figure out what to do the rest of this week. Should be Thursday. Should be good. Friday, we might be out. I don't know how the weather's gonna look on Friday, but we might be outside on Friday. We'll let you know. Thank you, LL Snap. We got some support on the live stream. Thank God. Sarah, you saw what that man just typed on there, didn't you? We did not summon the demon today, but maybe next time we'll summon the demon We'll commence with the seance with the demon somewhere. That's it, man. We're going to be banning the words ecological and CLA. So those words are going to be banned. Yeah, I'm going to put them in the ban list. So is there anything else we care about? That's it, man. Thank you for your support. LO Snap, thank you, brother. We love the money over here. Keeps the lights on. Keeps the food and the tea. Keeps the tea hot. That's it, man. We'll see you guys later. Peace out. Stay out of trouble. Make good decisions. And I'll see you guys later, man. Here we go. You know, I'm playing my song. I'll sing along for the first time. Don't forget about Color Outside. Yeah, well, don't forget about Color Outside. Right there. We're trying to raise some money for that, too. CP is the latest scam. Ecological? No. Why you keep representing it, then? You trolling? So we're going to do more work with Color Outside because they're doing some good stuff. And the master's program and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So if you guys want to give some money, give a couple quarters. Give them a couple quarters over there at Color Outside. It's a nonprofit 5013C. That's where you find me. I gotta work on a song. Let me get that song because I'm supposed to get a song for them. I'm gonna work on a song for them and train judo Sarah. She's brittle. All right, y'all. I'm done, man. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And like I said, stay out of trouble.
It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network.
Yeah.
It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. What?
Streaming every week. LOL Snap NCP. That you don't see. Where you find me. Meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We're not ran through. And we're very close to giving up on you. Very, very close.
It's the Alec News Network. 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 What? Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. 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 What? Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. 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 What? Live streaming every week. We got Mush, LOL Snap, and even CP. Uncovering the news that you don't see. Doing judo and jiu-jitsu is where you'll find me. Traveling the world, meeting these girls, pleading the fifth. You can't cheat this. We might be ran through, but we'll never give up on you. It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network. It's the Alec News Network.